people are still buzzing about his Met Gala outfit. Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get on the trip. Yeah, man. Good to see you, Mayhem.
Yeah, get it on.
Yeah. All right, so back from Florida. And, God, I got thoughts. I got thoughts about stuff. First off, I don't know what happened to everyone, but when did adults get this dumb? And especially adults who work in a specific business. Like, you know, the thing about a trade, when you're in a trade, you actually know the trade. Like, you understand how it goes. You understand the fight game.
Business, yeah.
And then there's trades, and they would understand the trades. But so I had a long run, did a bunch of shows in Florida. And it started leaving L.A., and I got to L.A., LAX, went to the airport, got there about 8:05 in the morning. And I went to go get the kiosk to get the bag tag for the merch bag.
Talk to the robot.
Get the merch, get the kiosk tag. And I punched in the stuff, and it said, you know, you're locked out.
Oh.
Then August showed up, and he punched in his thing, and it said, you're locked out. And then the woman who worked for Delta or American or whatever airline we're flying on came by. And we said, what's going on with the machine? And she said, well, you got to go check in person. You got to go to the counter. And we said, well, why can't we just get it out of the kiosk? And she said, you're too late. You're too late. It's 45 minutes before the flight takes off.
That's the cutoff.
You get locked off. You get locked out. Yes. So Mike and I both looked at our watch and said, the flight is at 9:05 a.m. It's 8:11.
There's going to be math in this part of the talk.
Not as much as you think.
Minus 5, but it's 1 hour forward.
I just went.
So
no.
you carry the.
No.
Is it 60 I have to do?
I just said
5.
It's more than 45 minutes for when the flight takes off.
I get it.
The flight's 9:05, and this is 8:11.
I don't know if your math checks
And she
out.
goes, yeah, 45 minutes locked off. Then I said again, yeah, but not 45 before the flight. You mean 45 before boarding? And she said, no, takeoff. And I said, yeah, but we're outside of 45 before takeoff.
Yeah.
And she said, yeah, 45 takeoff, you get locked out. And then Mike said, yeah, we're not outside. We're outside of that. We're not inside of that. We should be able to check our bag. And she goes, it's 45. And then I said, yeah, from boarding, right? She went, nope, take off. And she used her hand. And she went, shh.
American Sign Language.
She did the hand. She did the hand move. Shh. She made a sound. She said, no, take off. Shh. She pushed her hand into the air. And I said, for like the 5th time, I said, yep, we're outside of that window. It is 8:11 and our flight's 9:05.
Did you make the clock with your hand and go tick, 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 tick,
it's
tick,
not
tick?
45 minutes. And she went, you guys, it's 45 minutes. And I said, okay. At a certain point, Mike and I got tired and we went to the gate. We went to the desk. And we checked the bag. It was fine. I don't know what this woman does, though. Here's my question. What the fuck do you do? What do you do? Just walk around and confuse everyone? Like,
But when someone stops helping you, you move on to the next person. This lady is obviously an NPC, well cloaked, and she just cannot get out of her script.
I get it. I get it. But it's like, why are you walking around fucking people up? And everyone, listen to me. Listen to me. Can you entertain the notion that you may not be right about something? Can you entertain it? Like when I go, hey, listen, The flight's 9:05. It's 8:11. That's not 45 minutes. Can you stop? Can you stop and go, yeah, maybe you're right. Oh, no, you're right. Can you stop? Can you stop and entertain the notion that the trajectory that you're on a trajectory, it's the wrong course, it's the wrong direction. Can you stop for a second and pause and go, oh, maybe I'm hustling down the wrong road here? Or do we have to just dig in? Does everyone just have to dig in and go, no, this is what we're doing? I told her 7 times. I was like, it's not takeoff. It can't be takeoff. It can't be takeoff. It has to be boarding. It can't be takeoff. Boarding, we're inside of that or outside of that. It can't be that. And she just kept, never paused, never tapped on the brakes, never said anything other than we were wrong, even though she was saying something that was mathematically nonsensical.
Nah, their job is just to corral, say the same words over and over again, just to corral people that way.
I get it, but when you have two
smartish
white dudes, like saying,
I didn't know there's a racial component to this. You kind of were doing an accent.
I mean, listen, we
now
came
it's
up
a given.
At the Porsche,
like every male flight attendant probably gay, and every lady behind the counter probably black.
The group that came up with Porsche and put the man on the moon, they're the white guys. You know, I'm just saying, like at a certain point, maybe at a certain point, just pause, just tap the brake, just pause and go, what's that again? Let's see, 9:05? Yeah, it is 8:11, so that's probably not under 45. That's all. Just a pause.
We have vastly different airport experiences. I walk through the whole airport and basically get an over-the-pants handy the whole time.
What do you mean, in the pat down?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that part too. That's just for extra fun.
I was just like, all right. So we just went to the counter. We checked in. That was fine. Then earlier today, I just flew out of Florida. I get the Real ID discussion.
Uh-oh.
And I don't know who the coach up people. So we pull in, we're trying to check the bag, and the chick behind the counter goes, she looks at my license and she goes, oh, you have the Real ID yet? Do you have the star? I go, no, not yet. She goes, oh, wow, we're past the date. I go, Oh, I need the Real ID. Yeah, there's a problem. And I'm like, for a millisecond, not a millisecond, like 5 seconds, I'm like, oh, I'm not flying today. Then I'm not flying. I'm not leaving Florida. Yeah. I go, when is this? She goes, that is May 7th. I go,
no.
Then Mike goes, it's May 5th, right? And she goes, you got to get the Real ID. And Mike goes, but wait, what's today? We've been traveling for fucking 4 days. I don't know what day it is. Mike goes, but isn't it I go, Mike, what day is today? She goes, you gotta get that ID. Like I'm back on my heels.
Yeah,
like, I'm staying in Florida. I'm not getting on this flight. She goes, 7th. Mike goes, today's the 5th, right? She goes, yeah. And I go, well, then we're good, right? And she goes, yep, you got to get that real. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Just shut up.
I got to
why do you do this? Yeah. Why?
I just got to coach up from a whimsical black man who looked like Coach Carter. He's like, got to get that ID. And I was like, yes, sir. So, again, just go smooth for me at the airport.
My new modus operandi is I stand there when the ladies start talking, and they go, you got to get the Real ID or you can travel with your passport, but you should go down and you need to make sure that you get it before. And I just stand and I just look at them the whole time. I don't open my mouth. I don't nod my head. I don't make a peep. I give no affirmation. I do nothing. I just stand there and stare at them the whole time until they run out of fucking real estate. And then at some point they stop. And then I leave. I don't nod. I don't look at them. I don't do anything. I give them nothing.
Refrigerator.
Like, keep fucking talking. Keep talking, bitch. I'm fucking leaving. Yes, thank you. Thanks for scaring the fuck out of me and Mike. Okay. All right, so there's that. Then there's this one. And listen, we got to fix this. There's an article. And the article is Robert DeNiro and Robert De Niro's daughter, son. I don't know what the fuck. Listen.
Used to be.
Dawson, you've been around long enough. I said for a million years, I'm like, Robert De Niro and Bruce Springsteen never said a fucking word into a microphone other than business, either singing or acting. They never said a word. Nobody knew what Robert De Niro's thoughts were other than he was an actor.
Right. The only words that Springsteen said were 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Actually, it didn't start with 1. 2, 3, 4. I don't know what happened to 1. What happened to 1? Too confusing for Clarence? 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2. Okay. The point is De Niro never spoke. We didn't know who he was. He was a genius. He was a genius actor. Yeah. He was a savant genius actor, and that's all we knew. And then at some point, he started showing up on The View, and there you're like, and now it's like, oh, this guy's an old retard. Oh, I thought he was a genius actor, but he's not. He's a fucking old retard. And we never knew. We never knew it. I always said, my suspicion was De Niro was not a genius, and neither was Bruce Springsteen. They were gifted and a genius at what they did.
And then he met the Fockers.
It did not make him an overall genius. I mean, he had a gift like an artist has a gift, but it doesn't make them smart. They have a gift at what they do. And he outed himself. And in my opinion, fucked his legacy up because you have to look back to like 2002 Robert De Niro. We just went, I don't know who that guy is, but he's a fucking genius. And that's all we knew. And now we're like, oh, that guy's a fucking libtard. That's what we think now. Because he goes on The View and sounds like an asswipe. And so now his kid is transitioning or something. But the problem, I've said it a million times, the problem with the transitioning or the any of these articles is they identify the way they, then she went into the bathroom, then she pulled out her penis, then they raped the 9-year-old with her penis and they penis. It's like, I don't know what the fuck I am. I don't know where I am because you guys won't, you have to do the old, here's the thing. If I just read the headline, Dawson. You'll know what I'm talking about here. Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro shares love and support for his daughter, Erin, after she comes out as transgender.
All right, hold on a second. So it's his daughter that comes out as transgender. So then his daughter's now his son?
No.
Yeah, I know, but it's not his daughter. His daughter didn't come out as trans. His son came out as trans and is now his daughter.
This is why proper verbs. I don't know, some type of
read it one more time. It's always confusing.
Robert De Niro shares love and support for his daughter Erin after she comes out as transgender.
All right, so I'm old and I'm set in my ways, but if I see this headline, I think his daughter comes out as trans.
I got it. Yeah, it's backwards.
I have a son. Yeah. I have a son.
Yeah.
I have a son and I have a daughter.
If Sonny came out as Cher?
If I said Adam Carolla's son comes out as trans,
I think it would affect you. Same with De Niro. It's like something, there's a phenomenon out there.
I have a son, I have a daughter. If somebody said Adam Carolla's son comes out as trans, I would assume Sonny transition because I have a son.
Your daughter.
Jesus fucking Christ. So it's his son that came out as trans, but in the article it says his daughter, and then they do she, and it's like, shut the fuck up. Sorry, go ahead.
They also get confused themselves in Variety because the third paragraph starts with, in a recent sit down with them.
That's the whole thing. Them, they, them. It's Jesus fucking Christ. We are so goddamn nuts. You people are so nuts. Just knock it off. It doesn't exist. These are idiots, and they're nut jobs. They're nuts.
DeNiro says, I loved and supported Aaron, Aaron, as my son. And now I love and support Erin, Airyn, as my daughter.
Maybe it's Erin?
I don't know what the big deal is.
Yeah.
Do we need to... Okay. Wait, what's the female Aaron?
I know.
Erin.
Erin. Why not just go there?
Right.
You had Aaron. You're there. You had Aaron. You had to make up a new word for Aaron, Aiyyn.
That's the Elven spelling.
Oh, God. These fucking people are such a mess.
She's in a guild.
And here's the whole thing. Please, could we stop supporting these fucking retard narcissists? Could we stop it? Stop. It's our fault. We listen. Everyone should have been shut the fuck up. Your name's Aaron. Get the fuck on with it. Don't care. It's so nuts.
In 25 years, we'll all be chicks.
Aura. Let me tell you. Mother's Day. It's coming up. You're probably wondering, what should I get Mom? Well, Aura's digital picture frame is the perfect gift. It's great. It's beautiful. You can put all the family photos on there. Mom will love them. And the technology is mind-boggling. Aura Frames was named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter and featured in 495 gift guides just last year. With the digital picture frame, you can share photos or videos from any device and they will instantly appear on that frame, wherever it is in the world. It's amazing. Mom's going to love it. It's Aura. Right, Dawson?
Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. For a limited time, listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off, plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver mat frame. That's auraframes.com. Promo code Carolla. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, guys, let's be honest. We'd all like to look a little bit younger, maybe feel a little more confident when we look in the mirror. That's exactly what Caldera Labs are here for. Their high-performance skincare is designed specifically for men, simple, effective, and backed by science, with products like the Good, an award-winning serum to help protect your skin from environmental stressors, and the eye serum to help reduce the appearance of tired eyes, dark circles, and puffiness. You really can't go wrong. They have cutting-edge formulas, they're plastic neutral, and certified cruelty-free. So let's look a little younger and feel a little better, gents. Am I right, Dawson?
Whether you're starting fresh or upgrading your routine, Caldera Lab makes skincare simple and effective. Don't settle for drugstore junk or steal your partner's products. Elevate your routine with skincare made for you. Head to calderalab.com/Adam and use code Adam at checkout for 20% off your first order.
They did a study. There's a new study. Remember the whole thing is, would you rather have a living daughter or dead son or whatever this suicide bullshit was? It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's always bullshit. All their fucking studies are always bullshit. They don't commit suicide because they can't transition. There's no higher rate or whatever. They're fucked up.
There's a higher suicide rate among those who do transition.
Yes, they're fucked up in the head. They need counseling. That's it. Not a scalpel. Not drugs.
Well, here's the narcissism thing. Aaron DeNiro said, there's a big difference between being visible and being seen. I've been visible. I don't think I've been seen yet.
I like
Why do we need to see
I like the idea of that's
visible.
her voice.
Like it's more like life is a stage and everyone's an actor and some of them are looking for a higher day rate.
It's all fucking narcissism. Please, let's stop supporting this insanity. All right. There was a another story that is. There was a story about the Waymo driverless cars that were like recharged in Santa Monica. I don't know if you saw that.
They're recharged? I'm familiar with the product.
They charge. I've never driven in one. Have
I've
you?
never driven in one either, but I, we had a story a while back of somebody getting caught on the way to the airport and couldn't get out of it. Just had to call tech support, somebody in overseas.
They recharge, but every thing with wheels on it now has a backup beeper.
Yeah.
And the backup beeper is waking up everybody in the surrounding Santa Monica area. By the way, I hate everyone who lives in Santa Monica, so I don't give a fuck about you progressive retards. I'm always like, good. When they go, oh, the homeless guy took a machete. I'm good. Get what you fucking vote for. Keep voting for that shit, you idiots. But the Waymos were like backing up, and I just thought, what year is it? Do we need the buzzer? Do we need the backup? Does everything have to have a backup buzzer?
I like the sexy
now?
luxury car one with
something. It doesn't have to be a beep. First off, who's standing in the parking lot at the Waymo place at 4 a.m.?
Yeah.
And you can get out of the way. I made it through my whole childhood with nary a backup beeper, because if a trash truck was backing up, you would get the fuck out of the way. You just moved. You saw the truck. The truck is huge. It's backing up. I think we have this story, Cheryl. Play it.
Neighbors in Santa Monica say they are losing sleep after a fleet of self-driving cars moved in next door. People living near that lot full of Waymo cars say they are having trouble resting and working in their own homes.
KTLA 5's Lauren Lister live now in Santa Monica with more on the ongoing noise complaints. Lauren?
This is news.
Hi there. Maybe you've seen a Waymo driverless taxi on the road. Maybe you've even ridden in one. But some neighbors that live next to this charging station say that a noise they make is a nuisance. Waymo driverless taxis are now a part of life in SoCal.
Well, honestly, it's pretty cool. I think the Waymos are awesome. Like, it's a driverless car. That's pretty cool.
But some neighbors next to the Waymo
Hold on a second. I don't know. What year is it? Do we need to talk to the guy on the street?
Dude.
The premise of the dude on the street. You know what I mean? He was a good dude. He kept to himself. I liked the guy. I didn't know he was capable of killing everybody. But he was all right. Like, I don't know, this weird talk to somebody who offers nothing, who offers nothing.
He was strolling down the street.
Those guys have a car. That's cool because they have they're with the car and stuff.
No driver.
Okay, it's a driverless car. We got it. We don't. What is he adding to this? Is what I'm saying.
A little local flavor there.
It's never
we
like
wanted an
Waymo.
opinion, so we asked this dude.
Yeah, I like that guy.
It's not like Waymo head engineer Ross Johnson. We'll speak to him. It's just dude in Santa Monica.
Unemployed Seth tells us.
Seth. Hey, yeah. Well, they have cars with the stuff, so that's cool. I want to hear what he added. What did he add to this story? I want to hear what this guy
With the
added.
boyish smile.
I like this guy.
SoCal.
Well, honestly, it's pretty cool. I think the Waymos are awesome. Like, it's a driverless car. That's pretty cool.
But some
Yeah, okay. We got it. We
Biting
got that
commentary.
Said
We're
cool
all
3
schooled up.
times.
Yeah. It's pretty cool with the car, but doesn't have the driver person. All right. Well, back to you.
Chef,
Okay.
he's in the back seat. Zoinks.
All right. Let's hear the rest of the story.
Driverless car. That's pretty cool.
But some neighbors next to the Waymo charging station at Euclid and Broadway in Santa Monica say there is a downside they can't escape. It's the backup noise, the beeping, every time a
the
Waymo
beeping.
reverses.
Well, yeah, it's one of the most annoying noises I can think of.
Dozens of people have signed a Change.org petition that reads in part, the new Waymo station has turned our once peaceful neighborhood into a hub for noise pollution, an incessant disturbance that hinders both our tranquility during the day and peace during the night.
It's irritating this neighborhood has a lot of noise, and to add one more level to it is not fair, I think, to this neighborhood. And so I know some people have been kept up at night and then woken up.
She adds to the piece.
She's running a rich tapestry of information. There's people. Well, the neighborhood's already noisy, but this makes it for more noisier. And then others are some people have to sleep but they get up because of the noise.
But Ace, think of the casting. She looks like she's miserable.
First off,
she's sad right now.
I saw the apartment. I know Santa Monica. Half that shit's rent control, so you can shut the fuck up. Just move out, cheap fucks, or eat a dick. Your fucking rent control, or shut the fuck up, because this is rent control. All right, but anyway, she's adding a layer of information we didn't normally have. This is a place where there's noise, but now there's more noise.
Another layer
of noise. And then some people, I know people that wake up and stuff. Okay.
In the middle of the night.
A lawyer for one neighbor says her client is kept up at night. And after he protested, Waymo took legal action.
So my client engaged in justifiable protest, and Waymo attempted to obtain a restraining order against him, which was denied outright.
Some are fans of the cars, but not of living near the station.
Love it. I think it's cool, but it is annoying that it's right there.
For these roommates,
we live right there.
The Waymo backup noise is a consistent part of working from home.
I have to deal with this noise every time I'm on a call with someone.
In a statement, Waymo says, we strive to be good neighbors in the cities that we operate and are committed to being a positive presence in Santa Monica. We are in ongoing conversation with the city's Department of Transportation and actively working to explore and implement mitigations that address neighbors' concerns. Waymo would not comment on that neighbor's legal issues. Now, as for the city of Santa Monica, spokesperson does say that they are working with Waymo to resolve the issues.
All right, can I say this? The backup beeper is now officially more harm than good. It's if you can't get the fuck out of the way, that's on you. I can't take it anymore. Every van, every truck, every delivery, every Waymo, every garbage truck, everything has a fucking backup beeper. Everything. I mean, literally every truck you get from Home Depot, every forklift, everything is just fucking knock it off. We're done. Or figure it out.
Well, these are driverless cars in a driverless car recharging lot.
So what are they doing?
Who are they alerting to their presence? No one.
Yeah, Ace, you're the reverse Ralph Nader.
Unsafe at any speed, these Waymos are. It just, in Europe, they have some sort of sound. I don't know what it is, but it's not neat. It's like it works to shoo people. Also, all right, let's all just put our minds together. Can we just do this?
All right, I'm trying.
Okay. I want everyone to put their thinking hat on. In your life, in your entire life, do you know anybody who got backed over? Does anyone know anyone? Here, I'll give you two options. Here's the two options. Died of secondhand smoke or backed over. Because my entire adult life, I've been either hearing neat, or hearing about secondhand smoke.
Nah, the Russian kid from Star Trek.
That kid got pinned against a gate in a Jeep Cherokee.
Yeah, but if the backup
it wasn't backing up.
All right.
Don't think you can fucking squeeze your shitty stories past me. I know every story.
I know, bud.
He got pinned.
I know.
Because of
I'm just trying to
no, I get
argue in the affirmative here.
I'm saying the backup beeper in secondhand smoke. Every 10 feet, I have to be alerted about secondhand smoke and backup beepers. I'm fucking done. Leave it alone. It's done. No more. Wait for somebody to get backed over. I don't know anyone who's ever backed over. I've never been in danger of being. Has it ever happened where like a cement mixer was just backing up and you were just standing behind it going, huh?
Yeah. But it was back when I was drinking.
Fucking bullshit. It drives me nuts. And good. Anytime anyone in Santa Monica can be annoyed, I'm happy. Sorry, is there a few seconds left? I like the guy and his roommate.
Me too.
This is why I couldn't be a reporter, because they're like, we're home all day. How about you get a fucking job, bro? And then you would leave, and then you wouldn't have to hear the backup beeper because you would be at a place called work, where people go to make money. Okay.
Noise codes are being violated. They also say a challenge is that they don't have jurisdiction to regulate Waymo. That's done at the state level. They also say federal regulations require vehicles like this to beep when backing up loud enough to alert pedestrians or cyclists. That's the latest here in Santa Monica. I'm Lauren Lister, KTLA 5 News.
Can we get Seth on the phone, though?
Can I say this, though? The backup beeper does not need to travel 70 nautical miles. It doesn't need to travel that. Every backup beeper I've heard, I've been in bed on the second floor of a fucking house, and that street is across the street.
To
it's
be
like
fair,
it's down the street.
You didn't get hit, so it's working.
I know, I'm in bed. Like, why do I need to hear it from... Okay, why do I need to hear it from 1,000 feet away? Couldn't it just be contained to 20 feet?
That's what I'm talking about, the luxury vehicles with the whoa, 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 whoa. That should be standard.
My grandfather, Laszlo Gorok, old Jew, he had a sound. He had a sound. He made a sound. Old Jews have sounds. Ben Gleib will tell us about the sounds. He had a sound. I'd be sleeping on his sofa. He'd come in and want me to pee in the bucket. This is not to pee in a sofa. He'd come in and go, hey, and I'd be like, huh? What? I'd wake up. He didn't have a fucking air horn like he was starting a regatta. He just make a little sound. And that was enough. It alerted me, is what I'm saying. He didn't do it from across the street. You could hear him. Why the range?
He signaled you like you're getting out of Alcatraz.
Yeah, the Europeans have some sort of backup sound that's like a or something, which is fine. You could do it. I mean, first off, you have to be standing behind the car. Like, you have to be within 8 feet of the car. Why are people... These guys live upstairs in an apartment on the other block. Why are they hearing it, is what I'm saying.
I think they overcompensate because a trash truck, they really don't want you running into it. They really don't want a car running into it, so they're just going overboard.
Everything is the same. It's all the same decibels. It's all fucking loud. It's all annoying, and we're all coached up. Nobody's behind a trash truck anymore. The European low-frequency backup beeper, also known as a white noise or multi-frequency alarm, is designed to warn people, vehicle while minimizing noise pollution.
See, I guess I got it right. Low frequency. I know.
It's not, we have the technology. Okay. We have the technology for a robot driverless car. Don't we have the technology for a backup beeper that's not neat? We don't have the technology for that. We have a car with no driver that you can summon with your phone and will take you wherever you want in the city. We don't have the technology for the backup beeper.
Sorry, Ace. Just not up to it. Let the eggheads in China figure it out.
All right. Ben Gleib is out there. One of my favorites. We'll take a quick break. We'll bring him in right after this. Home title lock. If you're a homeowner, you need to listen to this. When's the last time you checked on your home title? That's the legal proof that you own your house. If you're like me, the answer is never, because that's the way we roll. The problem is, in today's AI and cyber world, scammers are stealing home titles, and your equity is the target. I was displaced from my home during the fires here in Southern California, and scammers can take advantage of people in that position to steal their titles. Here's how it works. Criminals forge your signature on one document, use a fake notary stamp, pay a small fee with your county, and boom, your home title has been transferred out of your name. Let's not let that happen. You won't ever even know it happened until you get a collection notice or foreclosure notice. Let's just nip this one in the bud. That's why you need to stop what you're doing right now and find out today if you've already been a victim. Right, Dawson?
Use promo code Adam at HometitleLock.com to make sure your title is still in your name. You'll also get a free title history report plus a free 14-day trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That's 24/7 monitoring of your title, urgent alerts to any changes. And if fraud should happen, they'll spend up to $1 million to fix it. Go to HometitleLock.com now. Use promo code Adam. That's HometitleLock.com. Promo code Adam.
Omaha Steaks. Oh, the smash burger. I enjoy it so much. Yes, I've enjoyed the Omaha Steaks smash burger. It's great. However you do your burger, do it with the Omaha smash burger. People love smash burgers with crispy, caramelized, and they can sear in the bold, beefy flavor as well. It's so good. Make smash burgers at home without the hassle or the mess with Omaha Steaks all-new smash burgers. They're pre-smashed. They're 100% extra aged beef that won't fall apart when you flip them over, because that's what happens with traditional smash burgers. Omaha Steaks smash burgers go from freezer to bun in just 5 minutes. I love these things. I had them the other day. I got the whole gift pack from Omaha Steaks, but the smash burger, that's what you want. It is the best. It's Omaha Steaks, and it's smash burgers, right, Dawson?
Get ready to smash expectations with new Omaha Steaks smash burgers. Visit omahasteaks.com/smash and order the Built for the Grill pack with 16 free smash burgers. That's 16 free Omaha Steaks smash burgers at omahasteaks.com/smash. See site for details.
People are so weird. It's just so hard to meet people. People are weird on dates. They say strange things. I had a date a few years ago, and I was having a nice, normal, light first date conversation, and then out of the clear blue sky, she got real deep on me out of nowhere. Out of the clear blue sky, she goes, I just hope that one day we can unwind some part of the male patriarchal system that's been in control for so long. I said, okay, I won't ask you to call me daddy then.
Ben Gleib is on the Adam Carolla Show.
Ben Gleib back in studio.
Yeah.
Got a lot going on. A lot going on,
This is
Ben
true.
Gleib does. Good to see you, my friend. And Ben's got, well, are there dates? Let's see. The 5th anniversary of his virtual comedy show, Gleeb Off Top, is available.
Off the top. I don't know why that got left off.
Yeah, I was going to say, it seemed like it was missing something.
Grammatical.
Off the top. I'll write that in there.
Thank you.
That's available on Zoom. Available on Zoom. Sunday.
You're going to have a Zoom party in 2025.
March 25th.
Sunday, March 25th.
Sick.
Yeah, I do a monthly virtual show for the last 5 years.
Hold on, March or May?
That's a great question. May.
Yeah,
May 20. A lot
Okay,
of May 25th. And people from around the world join, and we have a virtual. We exist in Madtown. My fans are the Mad Ones. I'm the Mad King, and we have this very weird, improvised, strange show. I smoke weed with the audience during the show, and it's just a weird show. It's a lot of fun. Camera and mic on. They get to be with me in studio. 25th. Tickets at nowherecomedy.com. You can be part of it. You can
I just
be high
got
with
back
me.
from Florida, and every third sign was vape. The Vape King, the vape. Everything was vape. And then I sort of realized we're so fucked up as a culture that we were all against vaping when it was tobacco, but then at some point vaping became pot, and now we're cool. Like, oh, that's good.
And I think that's helped also bring vaping with tobacco back, or nicotine vaping back. Because I do some of that, and I shouldn't. I don't buy them, but sometimes someone leaves it at my house, and then I'm now a vapor for the next month until it runs out of juice. I really love it. It makes so much smoke. It's a very exciting experience.
The tobacco vape.
Correct.
We're so...
I don't think it's tobacco. It's nicotine.
Oh, nicotine. Sorry.
I wish
we
they
are
put
so
tobacco in
fucking stupid as a society.
Yeah.
I talk to so many dumb people all the time.
Yeah. I'm one of them. Like I think it's very dumb to do, and I love
it's
it.
not. It's fine.
Okay,
it
good.
doesn't. It's
Okay, good.
Okay. I have to explain to people over and over. Nicotine is not a thing. It doesn't really matter. It's like caffeine. Who
Right.
gives a fuck? Nicotine is not bad for you. Nicotine is fine. Nicotine probably has some benefits.
Right.
So shut the fuck up with your nicotine talk.
Sure,
What's
fair.
bad is the smoke part,
Right,
but
and
not the vapor part.
The cheap Chinese coil that they're making for 1 cent and
Whatever
putting
that
your
is,
smoke in
we're
that
so
all day.
Fucking nuts.
Heating
I have
it
to
up.
see commercials like vaping, brain poison and stuff. It's not. We're not. It's secondhand fucking smoke. It's nonstop talk. Shut the fuck up. Your kid's fat. He's eating bullshit all day. There's coloring and everything. His brain is fucking fried from staring at his phone. Don't worry about vaping.
Okay.
Don't worry about nicotine. So it's like,
but are you not worried about the cheap Chinese coil we're heating up and inhaling through that all day?
Everyone is eating shit.
Yeah,
We're like
right.
ingesting
That's true.
shit.
That's true.
Focus on that. Once we got that cleared up, we can get to the vape or the nicotine or the coil. But until then, shut the fuck up.
Thank God for RFK. He's taking all the brainworms for us. He's taking them on the dome for us.
Everything. It's like, we need the kids because they have to eat with the SNAP program and stuff. They're all fat.
Yeah,
They're all morbidly obese.
yeah.
Don't worry about their food. Less food. They should be eating less.
Cutting benefits to poor children.
Yes,
I think that's
cut
the move
it
for sure.
Cut it.
Yeah.
They're fucking fat, Ben.
Right.
Knock it the fuck off.
Yep.
It's
Maybe
better for them. Let their fucking parents make them
They
food.
should probably move. They should probably move more. I think they're not moving a lot.
They're not moving. They're eating shit. They're fine. And by the way, we don't need SNAP for fucking Mountain Dew and pastries
That's
and
a strong
shit.
point.
Let them
That's a
fucking
strong
eat
point.
something healthy.
It's a strong point.
And then they do this thing all the time. It's like, why do you get to tell people? Listen, if you want to make your own money and buy your own food, then eat whatever the fuck you want. But if
Right.
you want to take money from the government, then there get to be rules, like your fucking stepdad had. He's going to give you money, then he'll have some thoughts. You want to move out, get a job, then you do whatever the fuck you want. It's not, this whole thing is like, well, these kids can't buy Mountain Dew. Yes, they can. They can use their own money to buy this shit.
Well, stepdad is a perfect analogy for the government's relationship to us. I
I'm
think
so
that
done
is
with everybody.
Abusive stepdad for sure. But also, if you're not going to cover Mountain Dew with the SNAP program, then how is a child going to lose his tooth and then hide that fact from his parents? They have to be able to dissolve that tooth overnight in the Mountain Dew.
There is a miniature pastry shop where I'm renting a home. Miniature.
How tiny are we talking?
Yeah, I'm imagining gingerbread
I'm
house.
picturing it's a little scale.
Yeah,
It is literally the size of this booth. It is the size of this booth. All it sells is pastry. It just says pastry.
Yeah.
It's not pastry. It's nothing but pastry.
It's not even plural. It's one pastry.
It's
at
just
a time.
one. We have one pastry. You better get here early.
Like it or not.
Yeah.
We have one ladyfinger. That's all we have.
Yep.
It accepts. It says EBT. It says accepts EBT. And I'm like, dude, who needs pastry? Nobody needs pastry. They shouldn't be accepting this fucking shit. You don't need pastry with an EBT. It's like, what about the shame? Fuck you then. Get a fucking job, buy your own pastry, or better yet, eat no pastry.
I mean,
how about
first
that?
of all, it's bothering me the most that you're just not pluralizing the word every time you're saying that. It just feels wrong.
Pastry.
It feels very wrong.
Eat your own pastry. Well, I'm assuming you just have one.
It's just
but
the one.
What
food do you want covered under government
I'm
programs?
saying,
Only plain bread?
poor
Plain
people
bread
get to eat.
only.
Yeah.
No, I want
tuna?
elements.
Canned tuna and plain
first
bread.
off, all things healthy. No
Okay.
bullshit.
Okay.
No soda. No bullshit. By the way, would they cover cigarettes? The answer would be no.
Right.
It'd be a big, hard fucking no.
But vaping would be fine according to your rules.
It'd be
because
fine.
It's not. Include vaping in
I'm
there.
just saying, Democrats, would you cover cigarettes with your EBT? If the answer is no, then don't cover cupcakes.
How about the Juul lobby coming around? They'll get it. EBT.
Okay, if you don't cover cigarettes because they're bad for you. Okay, fine. So
Yep.
don't cover anything that's bad for you.
Yeah, I mean, the Juul lobby is powerful, though, and you end up, if you go down that road, you end up living in your car with crooked teeth, singing folk songs.
Big tobacco gets you one way or another.
There's a Yelp article for cake shops in LA that accept EBT. There should be no exceptions of EBT for cake shops.
Counter argument, there's a lot of gluten-free cakes these days. There's actually healthy cakes.
I only want the elements.
Alternative.
Beans and rice. That's all you can buy.
That sounds like you're targeting a certain ethnic group with that.
Beans
Sounds
and
like
rice. Beans and rice.
There are non-Mexican people who need food assistance.
Really?
How's the welfare queen going to say, let them eat cake?
beans
Right.
and rice, and I'll let you buy bouillon cubes because you can season the beans and the rice.
So some seasoning. That's really benevolent. Of
Bouillon.
you.
I'm in a good mood, Ben.
That's really benevolent.
I'm in a good mood today.
I'm in a good mood too because I was here a little bit early, so I took a nap in my car and I'm sleeping. And by the grace of God, this car was backing up, and if there wasn't a loud beeping, I would have been dead.
Oh my God!
I would have been murdered.
Oh my God! Was it a
And,
Waymo?
yeah, it was. It was a driverless car. I couldn't even
driverless?
signal him, and it was just the beeping gave me enough. It was so loud, it gave me
heads
enough
up,
time to
just
get out of the way.
I was real late, bro. I was real late getting here, so I'm glad you didn't die.
God.
Thank you.
Ben was sleeping in his car. You got some travels coming up, right, Ben, that I'm jealous of.
Yeah, I'm bouncing around. I'm going to be in Kentucky and Indiana tomorrow.
Nice.
And doing a game show gig. I used to host the game show Idiot Test, and so I sometimes get very stupidly paying game show gigs where I have to recreate that old glory days. And then I fly and I'm doing a whiskey tour of a distillery, getting
That's
drunk.
good.
And then I'm flying the next morning to the Grand Cayman Islands, day pass at a beach club, puddle jumper. That same day, all on Thursday, I'm going to be in Kentucky and Indiana and Grand Cayman Islands and Cayman Brac Island.
Those are all your friends?
No, I'm by myself, and then the next day I hop on the Jimmy Buffett cruise ship to spend 24 hours literally just catching a ride with them to Jamaica, where they get off and all my friends get on the boat to celebrate my friends Carolla and Katie's engagement and upcoming baby, and it's going to be a 3 nights of debauchery from Jamaica to
In
Bahamas.
Margaritaville?
And I'll be roasting them on the boat.
Oh, you will?
Yes.
Awesome.
And I briefly, I shouldn't even say that on the radio, but I'll say, I briefly dated Katie, and they've asked me to roast them at their engagement with their parents there, so I'm going to have to say that and share a lot of details.
Intimate.
What? You had sex with her?
I don't. Well, let's not. I don't.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a world. There's a world between not. There's a world between.
That's uncomfortable.
We did not have sex, but
yes, you did.
No, we didn't. But there's a world.
Well, you don't
between.
briefly date without having sex.
I do. That's the way I do it.
You do it?
Very briefly. We very briefly dated. I like to build it slowly.
Over the pants handy?
There's a lot of stuff like that. It's a lot of
Hold
fun.
on,
There's a lot of
hold
fun
on.
stuff.
If you didn't have sexual relations with someone, do you even bring up we briefly dated?
Yeah. Why?
No,
So
I
it's
don't
only
think you
about
do.
sex for you. For me, it's about deep emotional connection and heart-to-heart connections. I'm kidding about that, but I'm kidding about that. But it's not only about sex, though. You know.
No. But here's
getting to know. Period.
Okay. Here's what I'm saying.
Yep. Really regretting having said the name.
Yeah.
The setup of this story.
In life.
Mm-hmm.
In life.
I'm familiar with it.
Life.
Yep.
When you say certain things, like if I said to somebody, this guy, he'll make a good employee. He had his scrapes with the law back in the day, but he's fine now, and he'll make a hell of an employee. You wouldn't think he got busted for some sort of tax thing or something. You'd think, oh, this guy was a junkie. He had issues.
Right.
It's a situation with the cops. You know what I mean? There's violence, and now he's sober, and he's on the right track.
True.
So when you say, had a scrape with the law, and you just leave it at that, your mind goes to a different place. And when you go, we dated briefly for all, you think, all right, you pounded the shit out of this bitch.
Right.
That's where your mind goes.
think.
So I'm saying, if you literally just went on 2 dates and nothing happened, then don't say
I didn't
dated
say nothing
briefly.
happened. I didn't say nothing happened. Are you unfamiliar? Has it been this long for you?
What base? Let's get to the bases.
No, I can't get into that level.
What base?
I regret everything.
You should regret everything.
You're aware how baseball goes. There are bases between grand slam and strikeout.
Well, listen. First off,
what base is dry humping?
Hold on. A blowjob is the same as sex. Can we agree on that?
No, it's not.
I don't know.
It's not.
It depends on who I'm negotiating with.
Right.
No,
it might be the same as sex for one of the two parties.
Okay, hold on. Can we do this?
I hope not.
Okay, we're doing it.
I'm listening.
If I was fixing to marry a woman.
Yep.
And somebody said,
in olden days when you would use terms like that?
I was going to up and marry her.
You were up and marry. I'm fixing to marry your daughter.
That's right, because her victuals are so scrumptious.
Yeah, of course.
She makes good victuals.
Yeah.
All right. If somebody said, I'm going to marry this woman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fixing to marry this woman.
Yep.
Right. And then somebody said, well, she dated Ben Gleib, briefly before this. I'd go, oh. And then they'd go, oh, she didn't have sex with Ben. I'd go, oh, okay. And then they'd go, but she blew him. I'd go, oh, I'd be back to the sex.
Okay, I didn't say she blew me for the record, but
no, I didn't.
She
say
did not for the record. I mean, she's a very respectable person, but it's up to your own personal issues at this point. Really,
no sex, no blowjob. I don't even bring up we dated. Why'd we date? What were we doing?
I don't know. Lunch. Listen, things kind of really spiraled out of control in this conversation. I was just simply trying to say we had some sort of history, and I'm going to roast them in front of their parents.
That's fine.
It's going to be interesting.
That's fine. But it's good.
That's all I was saying.
It's funny. It's good. Good, clean fun.
Clean fun.
Clean fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
No problema.
I like to make out, though. I like to make out. I'm a maker outer. Yeah, but I enjoy it.
We're in junior high.
I could do it for hours.
Yeah.
Ladies, you hear that, ladies? Hours.
All right, that's fine.
Of not getting what you really want.
That's fine. I think if you had sex with her, you wouldn't have been invited on the cruise to roast.
I don't know if that's true, but maybe.
I think so.
Maybe you're right about that.
Let me ask you this.
Yep.
In today's world of lactating she dudes.
Yeah.
Do they even care anymore? Like it was a deal back in the day if your woman laid down with that guy, you know. Now it's just a bunch of fucking dudes in driverless cars.
Right.
Fucking lactating pussies, just stretch marks on their titties. Just
lactating pussies?
Just sitting around. What's going on? I want to play video game. I want some Mountain Dew. Like I want to go get some pastry.
Yeah.
Like guys are just
some pastry. Now you're pluralizing the word before. And still keeping it singular. Some pastry.
Some pastry. I'm just saying, guys aren't even dudes anymore. Do they even care? You know, there was a time when dudes cared about this.
I think people care less. I mean, there's new dating sites. I could plug my friend's new company. There's a dating app called Beyond that is specifically for alternate dating lifestyles. And so you can go on there and you straight up write like, monogamish or open or exploring or enjoy play parties or I enjoy this or I enjoy watching or I enjoy
There's one
BDSM.
called Boned by Gleeb.
Correct.
Where you just date women that Ben fucked earlier in the year.
No, it's a filter. It's like a lot of women, first we just make out for hours and that's the big pool and then you swipe and if I swipe right, then maybe there's boning in your future.
I think
it's a very unpopular app, deeply unpopular.
I think guys care less than they used to.
Yeah, I think that's totally true.
And I think it was a byproduct of like testosterone and dudes and stuff. And now that the testosterone's down, dudes are less.
You've got Democrats to thank for that. You're welcome.
Yes, we care.
You're welcome.
Everyone cares.
But I think it's because people are more in touch with their emotions. In the past, it was like someone touched my woman, and now it's like, okay, maybe that's even like kind of hot if somebody had a thing and they can tell you a story of their past. And
dude, the internet just let everyone know that everyone's banging everybody.
Yeah,
that's also that.
That's how it goes.
Let me ask you this, Ben.
Yep.
It's a comedy bit. I've always tried to work it out, but I never try. I never work it out. I never figured it out. But you were talking about Jimmy Buffett, you know?
Yep.
And you're talking about how much money this guy made from the Margaritaville stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just hotels and casinos and cruises and apparel. I mean,
Tahine alone is huge residuals.
Nobody's made more money off of one song.
Yeah.
Like
it's pretty amazing.
Other songs you get, you get royalties and other people cover the song, maybe you get paid, but you don't have hotels.
He just commodified it.
It just keeps going, right?
Yeah.
But then there's Rupert Holmes.
Yep. Who's that?
Wait.
I got fear in my eyes.
I saw the fear.
Yep.
I saw the fear. Sound like Scooby-Doo. And then there's Rupert Holmes.
On Scoobs! I think that's the killer.
He wrote the Pina Colada song.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah,
if you like Pina that song was equally as big.
Yep.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's about a drink.
Yep.
Nothing.
Well, it's obvious.
Nothing.
Reason,
He made nothing off. He made nothing off of it.
Yep.
He's gone in obscurity.
Yeah.
We don't care about Rupert Holmes. There's no cruises. There's no casinos.
The very mention of his name strikes fear in the eyes of people around the land.
You don't even know you don't know the fucking guy's name.
Never, yeah.
One had a drink. The other had a drink.
Mm-hmm.
The one I don't know that the Pina Colada. I mean, Pina Colada is a very delectable drink from back in the day. Delicious drink.
Yep.
Nothing.
Yep.
0 for Rupert Holmes.
Why do you think it is?
Died a pauper, penniless.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Probably drunk.
Is he still alive?
Probably drunk on pina coladas. He might still be living.
Rupert
Nobody
Holmes
cares.
Still alive? Also, it's a weird thing. That whole song.
Yep.
Turns out he's talking about his lady, but she's trying to fuck a new dude.
Correct.
That's what he finds out at the end of the song.
Plot twist, it was Ben Gleib.
That's what you get on my app.
That's
what
right. You
get.
go like,
correct.
Well, it's you all. Wait a minute. You're trying to fuck some strange dude.
That's why she's ordering 2, I guess, huh?
Uh-huh.
She's like, can I get 2? Like, what do you mean? I'm drinking beer. Yeah, I'd like 2 still. Like, I'll be right back.
Margaritaville retirement communities are currently located in Daytona Beach, I should say, Florida. Hilton Head. They have retirement. It never ends. It doesn't end.
You know why it is? I believe that the Rupert guy didn't make it big.
Rupert Holmes.
Rupert Holmes. I refuse to even learn his name. Is how obscure this guy is. I won't process it in my brain. But it's because Jimmy Buffett made a brilliant marketing difference with his song. He created a word.
Yeah.
You can't have Pina Colada Hotel, Pina Colada Bar. You can have Margaritaville because it's his own word.
Because you put the word "ville."
He put "ville" on margarita, and now he's got his own term, and it's a term now that people can identify with easily.
But he could have just tacked on "ville" to the end of Pina Colada.
He should have done that. I mean, I guess technically there could have been like 2 Pina Coladas bar, but it's hard to trademark that. You're just putting an amount on an existing thing. I don't think you can trademark that.
I'm just saying,
Margaritaville trademarkable.
The amount Jimmy Buffett made off of more than Warren Buffett.
All Buffett's do really well financially.
Fucking rich.
Yep.
He made nothing off a drink. It's a fruity drink. It's a tropical drink. It's a drink you might get on a cruise ship. Zilch.
Correct.
Nothing for Rupert Holmes.
Yeah, and I used to go to Jimmy Buffett concerts when I was in college.
You did?
Yeah. I wouldn't say I was a parrot head, but I would go to the concerts sometimes and get really messed up at them.
You're like a parakeet
Great
head.
time. Great time.
What was great about it?
Yes. It was just fun because everybody there is just like having fun and drunk, and it's very loose. There's no one's there for like great artistic merit of the songs. They're just there to get fucked up and be stupid, and it was fun. I remember I ran into a friend of mine at one of the concerts, this beautiful girl. She ran over drunkenly and tackled me to the ground.
Oh, good time.
It was great times.
Did you get caught in the rain?
That's the other guy.
I thought it was the same guy, okay? Until this day,
guy.
right now, you guys are educating me.
That's also why this guy didn't turn it into an enterprise. We're looking at Rupert Holmes' face right now. It looks like you're banker. It looks like you're accountant.
I think he's dreamy.
Rupert Holmes should start.
Is he alive?
Yeah, he's alive.
Yeah, he's alive. Okay.
He should start every song with the margarita song. He should every concert he should go right into that and just to see everyone's face go, what the fuck? Are we in the right place? Wait a minute, what's going on? And then go into the Pina Colada. Did he have other hits, Dawson? It was just this.
Just this.
This is it.
Oh, it wasn't even 2 Pina Coladas. There's 1 Pina Colada in his song.
Yeah, I thought so.
I'm so sorry.
You're thinking of Garth
There's
Brooks.
a Garth Brooks song called 2 Pina Coladas.
Oh, he's just one single
you
Pina Colada.
You definitely can't trademark 1 Pina Colada.
Yeah.
That's the guy who made the worst mistake of his life.
My first job in rock and roll was working at a amphitheater in the Bay Area. And at 14 years old, one of my job descriptions were make sure that we don't run out of margarita mix on Jimmy Buffett nights.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Was it Margaritaville brand, or they hadn't expanded the brand yet?
No, it comes in a carton, like an old milk carton type thing, and it's just the syrup.
Yeah.
And then you put the syrup in those big industrial buckets with the gallon markers on them, and then fill it up with water, and then they dump it into a machine. It's so bad for you.
All right. I feel bad for Rupert.
I don't know what that sound was. What was that? That was deep empathy in that sound.
I don't know. I don't get the people that drink the syrupy drinks.
I used to do it all the time.
Oh, you did?
And I wouldn't get buzzed off them. I loved the taste, and I felt like you had to do that on vacation. Now I cut sugar largely out of my life, except when I wait here for the show to start, and I eat a lot of sugar. But
welcome to the dungeon.
Yes, but I don't get it either. I mean, they're tasty, but you can't get a buzz even off of pina coladas, margaritas.
I see these people walk around Vegas with their 36-inch, glasses
Plastic
that are orange
tubes.
with and also sometimes they're heavy set ladies. You know what I mean? And it's like noon, and I'm like, how much fatter do you need to be? You know what I mean? Like this thing.
Probably had a breakfast pastry and then another pastry.
It's 3 foot. Oh, my God. I smuggled pastry out for Mike August today from the lounge. No, you'd be happy.
Beautiful.
I smuggled it out.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I went to the Delta Lounge. They wouldn't let him in. I went in there and I made him a pastry dish and I smuggled it out, put it in my backpack, and I was holding my backpack like it was a tray. I walked out of that place.
I love that you aggressively don't want people who are starving to death to have pastry, but you're stealing pastry. You are aggressively stealing pastry for yourself. Right. More pastry for me.
Yeah, I bogarted the pastry.
That's why you say it singular, so you feel less bad morally.
I did it for Mike. I didn't do it for myself. I got him an egg bite, 2 pastries, and a man pork sausage.
Who never booked me to do Kimmel.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, did I mention this before? I'm still bitter. Never.
You should be bitter.
I was bitter, and I crush every time. And I feel like, with all respect, I can say this at this point because I don't care anymore. I'm old. The bookers of these late night shows, generally speaking, don't ever go in the room. They barely watch stand up. They just get like a sense, or they hear, or wherever it has heat, and they follow that. And I crush every time. And I didn't get it. And then at one point, I was talking to Mike one time in the Improv restaurant, and I said to him, "Hey, Mike, I got a new album out. If you'd like a copy of it, if you want to take a listen." And he says, "Oh, thanks, Ben. I'll take a listen." And he literally says to me, I don't know if he meant it to be condescending to me. He probably did not mean it that way. He's a very nice man.
He is.
But he turns to me and he goes, "Oh yeah, a long form album. Maybe that's what your thing is."
Yeah.
In stand up. Like straight up saying to my face, like, "I do not enjoy you in short chunks, but maybe if somebody has an hour to kill."
I appreciate his directness.
He doesn't have a great bedside manner. I will say this.
Maybe long form comedy. Maybe slow. And if you really have people that like slowly grow to like you.
I was in the car with him today, leaving Florida, driving to the airport at about 7:15, but about 4:15 our time. Anyway, early. Did a show last night and had to leave. Now, Mike, as I've explained to people before, but I want to know if you think these two things are connected. I'm going to give you these traits, right? So Mike came here the other day, and he went into the bathroom, and he shut the door. And then Daphne, my sister, and I were in the next room, not against the door. We were down the hall and in the next room. And we're just sitting there talking, and out from the bathroom came, "Hey!" And Daphne went like, whoa, what was that? I said, "That's Mike sneezing." And she goes, "God, it's so loud." And I said, "Yeah, imagine sitting next to him in a rental car 14 inches away from him when that thing just comes sailing out of his mouth.
Hay fever?
You're trying to fucking fall asleep, or you're looking at your phone or something. He just goes, pow! And scares the shit out of you, right? All right, now tell me if these things are connected. I wonder if these things are connected. Did the show last night, went to bed at midnight or whatever, got up at 5:15 in the morning. Mike did this one. I think this might be good, too, for you. I said, we got in the car, I go, "It's funny. I haven't had this happen in a million years, but there was a clock alarm in my hotel room, and it went off. It's 6:15 in the morning. It just went off. It hasn't happened to me in a million years." And he goes, "Did you set it?" I said, "No, Mike. I thought you'd get by the the tone, with the thing. But no, I didn't. If I'd said it, then it wouldn't be a story.
Yeah, exactly.
For us. Okay.
Yeah. I set the alarm, then it went off at the time I set.
Yeah.
Isn't this wild?
Wouldn't be breaking news.
Would not be breaking news. It would be for CNN,
It went off. It went off. So we're driving. We're getting in the airport. We're looking for the rental car drop off, and he did the sneeze. Violent and louder than he's ever done.
You were driving?
He was driving.
Okay. Dangerous if you were driving.
I was just not paying any attention. He just go, "Ha-cha!" And you just jump. That's all you do.
Yeah.
And then I said, "Mike, do you fucking have to, can't you give a heads up?" And he says what he says every time. "I don't know when I'm going to sneeze." And I go, "But you don't have listen," I said, "Mike, if a bee landed on your nose, could you get your hand up to your nose? Could you do it?" "I don't know." I go, But don't you have enough time to get your hand to muffle it just a little bit? There's hands on the steering wheel, 150 mile an hour, just flying out. Just nothing.
Oh, he's not even covering up?
No cover, no nothing. Just crazy, super high decibel, 1,000 miles an hour flying out of his face. And every time I say to him, can you fucking put your hand or do something or let me know? And he goes, no, because I don't know. It just comes flying. It just literally comes sailing out. And it really, you don't need 5 seconds. You need 1 second. You just need hand.
No one has no warning.
That's what I say. How do you have has no warning. But here's what I want to know. Is this connected?
To him not liking my stand-up?
No, that's universal. This is more specific.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
That's universal. Not the sneezing topic. Not liking my stand-up is understood by everybody.
Look, we don't have time to go through everyone who doesn't like your stand-up.
That's true. That's so true. That's a whole other app.
Well, I have an app for that.
Is
actually.
popular.
Yeah,
that's a popular app.
No.
Yep.
What I'm saying is this. We checked into a hotel on the road. And when you walk in, there's like a little cubby as you walk in, a little counter, mini fridge at the bottom, and a full-size microwave on the top, right? So we're at the club, and they're food, and they're going to give some food, take the food with you or whatever it is, and I go, Mike, I have a microwave in my room. Do you have you must have we have the same rooms. You got a microwave? And he goes, I don't know. And I go, well, it's right there. It's right when you walk in. It's just sitting on top of the thing. He goes, yeah, I don't drink coffee, so I didn't check it out.
I don't drink coffee.
Well, it's also where the coffee maker
okay.
is.
I thought you was heating it up.
I go, I know, but it's a big box that's just sitting in your room. He goes, yeah, I don't know.
I know everything in my room the moment I walk into it.
I opened the door and went, oh, there's a microwave.
Yeah.
See,
because you can't walk past it without hitting it.
I was thinking that he had a drop, but I think he has a dollop of the tism.
Maybe.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. So I go, well, is there a microwave in your room? And he goes, I don't know. And he's been in and out of his room 3 times. I'm just saying, it's just sitting right by the front door.
So you're asking me, is the no sneeze warning related to his unawareness of his surroundings?
I don't know when I'm going to sneeze related to, I don't know if I have a microwave. Is it a general? I don't know, is what I'm saying. Is that connected?
I admire him.
I know when I'm going to sneeze, and I know I have a microwave in my room.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it, man. I think it is related, and I think, tying it all together, I think it just kind of speaks to a man who might be a very kind-hearted, great man, but just like unaware of how most people go through the world, like a little bit of warning on a sneeze, cover your nose,
heads up.
Look at what your surroundings are, loving my stand-up. Like most people
You're
just
right.
get
Universally.
it. Most people get it, and he's just doing things a little different. He's doing his own thing. He's on his own path.
How much stand-up? How many times do you think he did stand-up in front of Mike when he was booking?
I mean, it's hard to know if they walk.
Kimmel?
He was booking for Kimmel, I think, for many years, and it's hard to know who's in the room. So I don't know. He was at the Improv many times when I was there, but I would guess he probably saw me twice. I would guess maybe once for a showcase.
Were you doing a late night set?
I think one was a showcase for his show for Kimmel, so I was doing a late night set for that. I think, and the conditions on these showcases are often horrible. They're always like the worst promoted shows. No one's in the crowd. Yeah. It's just not when there's a hot TV audience. It's totally different. Yeah. So if somebody actually knows what you can do, they know if you're great or not. Like for example, one time I was doing my second showcase for the Tonight Show, and
was Leno hosting?
It was Leno, and it was Ross Mark and Bob Reed that were the bookers, and. First showcase, I crush it. I had this great Tonight Show set, crush it, and they're like, Ben, this was amazing. If this holds up one more showcase, you're going to book the Tonight Show. And we do a second showcase at the Improv, and no one had promoted it, and there was literally zero audience except 8 industry in the back, and in the front there was a sorority that was there of just like 22 girls from USC, like prissy, rich sorority girls in the front. And my opening joke in that set was this like faux misogynistic joke about how guys, don't take... It's not that we can't last long in bed. We just choose. After about a minute in, we're like, this one's for me. And it's a joke. And all of the girls are like, they in their head thinking, this dick, fuck this guy. And just not a laugh. on my opener that crushes normally, and it took me over the 4.5 minute set like a minute 15 maybe to get them back, and then still crushed the back 2.5 minutes of this 4.5 minutes, and they didn't book me. It's like they didn't understand like any of those factors, and I still was so good that I could bring them back, and they're like, it didn't hold up perfectly. We must not be able to book the guy.
Can we do this?
Like coming off as bitter, is that what's happening?
The first and the second. I had this happen. They do, when I was trying to be a groundling, we had...
Hey man, what's up, bro? Groundlings dope, dog. Fuck off of there.
The reason I laughed at that was for two reasons. One, I just immediately pictured you insisting on calling it pastry during a scene, and people being like, "It's throwing me off. It's obviously I keep saying pastries. You're not yes-anding it." Secondly, you're just such an individual. I can't really see you with an improv troupe. Like being at somebody else's whims when they're like, you're a refrigerator, and you're like, I don't think so.
I'm very whims related. Yeah, I'm very
whims heavy.
People don't see that, they don't get it, or I get it. It's not something I give off, but I was Groundlings for years.
And the reason, by the way, that I reacted that way also was just to kind of put you in my shoes when Mike August said to me, maybe I'm long form. I wanted you to feel what it's like.
I may be group improv may be my strong suit.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
It was what I was best at.
Okay.
I was very strong at group improv. But I couldn't figure out a way to pay the bills with it.
Because it's impossible.
Because it's
Unless
impossible.
you get on Whose Line Is It Anyway? There's 8 people, of which the same cast has been 7 of the 8 for 40 years.
Yeah. I literally turned it on last night in my hotel room, and I was like, is that the same fucker that was there from 1989? Like, they won't move.
Call it mockery.
Different hosts, same guys. Greg Proops.
Yeah, so the same, so there was that, and then there was, like, I don't know, SNL. But I wasn't going... Very limited. It was like, I'm going to play center field for the Yankees, you know? It was like it wasn't going to happen. But it's where my training was, and it's what I was good at. I didn't, stand up and radio and acting and, stuff like that. It just, my training was in this, and that's where I sort of excelled.
And I also thought you meant you right now trying to get into Groundlings, and I just didn't see that reality.
No, but
I could see it more.
Early me went through the program, and then later on, founding member of Acme Theater, and then built the Acme Theater and did that for years. And then at some point I was like, I got to figure out a way to get paid. So I got out. But I used the training. I fell back on it a lot. I would use it in various ways when I would work on different projects and stuff like that. So it was fine. The training was good. But they did a thing. It was the classes were beginning, intermediate, Writer's Lab, and advanced.
Okay.
And then in advance, you do 2 shows. You do one show in the middle of like the 12-week run. One's, week number 6 or whatever. And then you do the second show at the end of the 12 weeks. And then the following day, they vote to see if you're getting into the Groundlings Sunday company or not. That's how it worked. And then you say, well, how does it work? And they go, we take each show and we weigh them evenly, whatever. But it's all bullshit because you do the one show, which I crushed in, and then 6 weeks later you do the next show, and then they vote the next morning.
They're weighing that second show way heavy.
The human mind cannot not do that, right?
Totally.
So I did a very kick-ass first show, and then the second show, they were like, now you got to do against type. You got to do everything different. Like everything you did in the first show, whatever your strengths are, do something else. And I did something else, which was not my strength, and had a shit second show, and then they voted the next morning. I didn't make it. So I should have fucking rolled my ankle and just said I couldn't do the second show. Just do it off the first show. And that's the same with you.
100%. They don't see it. They don't get, and I blame Mike August for your situation as well.
I blame Mike.
I really do. And
you should.
100%. This is a real problem is people don't understand, like, you probably also had some great moments in that second show.
It just
wasn't overall.
My teacher said, do something different. Go against type for everything.
The teacher was sabotaging
whatever
you a
your
little bit.
strength is,
That's a sabotage.
do something else. That's show your range by sucking.
Never do that.
A couple okay moments, but the first show was great. The first show was a 9. The second show was a 5.5 or something, and then they vote.
Yeah, that's not Sunday company material. I'm sorry to tell you.
Did not make it.
I had a very similar early me too. One of my great strengths was I was in improv troops. I was at the LA Connection, and then I was at the Empty Stage when Kristen Wiig was there.
Oh, really?
So we were in the same troupe, and Felicia Day. Kristen Wiig was in the advanced group, so we would have rehearsals and practices together, and then she would do the advanced show on the same night as we would do. Felicia and I would do the
I had a similar thing too. Like in my second fight with Jacare, I kicked him in the face on the ground. Used the old Pride rules.
Jacare Souza?
Yeah, I kicked him in his face and kicked his face off.
That guy was such
against
a
the rules.
That is similar. That's
That guy was
very
a
similar.
beast.
Yeah, I blew it. Yeah,
That's super similar for sure.
that guy was pretty good.
Beast, man. That guy was
I know,
built, wasn't he?
I fought him a bunch of times. Yeah.
Oh, my God. That guy would have scared me, man.
Nah.
Did you ever have this issue when you were doing improv, though, is that part of why I stopped doing improv in troops and then shifted into stand-up, and I do a lot of crowd work and improv in my stand-up, but I would just sort of take over scenes. I'm sure everybody's brain was pretty fast there too, but I would just think of funny stuff quicker maybe than some other people, and I would just make decisions for them, and they had to yes and it. It was a little bit of a power trip moment. So I would just assign them embarrassing things, and I'm all of a sudden this wizard in the scene. I'm well, a monkey just walked in, now the guy has to be a monkey for the next few minutes, and I'm and you're a very slow idiot, and he's now being a slow idiot, and I'm just directing this whole
Wizard
scene.
of Oz?
Yeah. I was kind of dominant, and one point someone said to me maybe stand up is more your thing where you don't have to work with an ensemble.
I was very played by the rules.
Okay.
Did the yes and not only that, but there's always people you don't want to work with because they're shitty at it.
Yeah, that's the worst.
And it was always they saying the thing where they go, you and Vanessa are gonna do, and you go,
oh yeah, the cringe factory.
I fucking hate working with
and
them.
there's also the vast majority of people who do improv and take it very seriously. They take more seriously than being funny their space work. They create cabinets in the air that look so realistic, more realistic you'd ever open a cabinet. They're very crisply opening doors and touching the paneling. I'm who cares?
I'll tell you,
were you good at space work? No way, right?
I was okay. I was okay. I didn't, I was pretty good because I have a good spatial sort of sense because I was a carpenter and stuff, and I kind of understand how stuff works and everything. My big problem with doing group improv is, first off, they do a thing where they go, okay, let's all just lift a giant manhole cover. You know what I mean? And everyone's all right, take it from the bottom. Everyone just lift. There's 8 people standing in a circle. Hey, here we go. Lift it. There's always one guy that has hand over his head while everyone else had their hands down at their knees. And I want to go, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing with this manhole cover? Why is your manhole cover over? All of us are down here. We're all lifting.
Yeah.
How did you get them over your head with your man? What kind of manhole cover is this? My big problem with improv is I'd start some space work, and they go, okay, Adam, you start on stage, start some space work. Then Vanessa, you come in, and I'd be down on my knee and I'd be doing something, and they'd come walking in, and I'd go, boy, I better get this spare tire on. This flat tire, we're not going to be able to get to the reunion on time. And they'd go, how's it going starting that fire? And I'd think, I want to fucking kill you. I want to kill you. I'd have to stay in the scene, but I think, what the fuck? I'm down on one knee. You see me working a wrench. I told you we got a flat tire. We're not getting to the reunion on time if I don't change this flat tire. And you want to know how it's going starting the fire. And you have to somehow, and your next line has to be, yeah, this fire is real hard. So I had to do for warmth while changing the tire. Right. And you have to work them together. I want to take a chair and smash it over their head because they've been told 1,000 times.
Manhole cover would be a better move.
Yes, and yeah, when take that manhole cover,
the heavy one.
So my promise, then I'm in the middle of the scene going, I want to fucking kill this person because I just told them what I was doing, and they changed the whole fucking scene on me.
Idiots are hard to deal with in life, but when you're making up a world, it's
when you're making up a world, their idiots will ruin your made up world.
Ruin everything.
They'll destroy your invisible world.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, I was good at it. I liked it. I enjoyed collaborating and all that kind of stuff.
No, it is fun. I would just like space work. I would forget where I put stuff. Like I put a cup here and was it here? I don't know. Wasn't crisp with that. But Kristen Wiig was genius. I remember just watching her and just thinking she was going to be a huge star. And I got her number to put her in like a sketch or something. And I remember a year passed and I didn't have anything to put her in. And I had still had her like crayon written phone number on my corkboard. So I called her one day. And I wanted to just tell her, sorry, I haven't put you in anything. And I happened to catch her on like a really sad day. Like she picks up and she sounded like down in the doldrums. And I said, like, I just want to let you know I haven't had anything to put you in, but I just think you're so talented. And like, I know you're going to have a huge career. And it cheered her up beyond belief. She was like, thank you so much, Ben. I really needed to hear that. And I swear to you, less than a month or two later, SNL and skyrocket to the top of the business. Because of my call, probably.
Because of your call propelled her.
Yeah. Gave her that little boost she needs.
Yeah. And look, it's a good basic training. I would encourage everyone to engage in it. But
everyone? Maybe to attend other people's shows. I think the push lately for everybody on Earth to do comedy of some kind is the biggest bane of my existence. There used to be like 150 comedians. Now there's like 40,000 in every town.
Well, I mean, what I mean is in terms of listening, like I explained earlier, when I was at LAX and the lady was telling me I couldn't get my luggage tag because it was 45 minutes before the flight was taking off, and I kept explaining to her we're outside of 45 minutes, and she wouldn't stop and like listen or acknowledge what I was saying. It's good for listening. I feel like a lot of people have a lot of difficulty in the listening department, and so the yes and would be a good thing for most folks to understand, even if they weren't pursuing comedy.
That's true, but I also feel like, and this might just be my opinion alone, that people also don't listen very well.
Wait, what were you guys saying? What are you talking about right now?
It does pain me coming from the yes and not only that, but when I have to try to explain something to somebody and they're like, no, but what about, and sometimes they're even saying what I'm saying, but they're still saying no before it. And I'm like, I wish you'd take a Groundlings class just so you could sort of roll with this conversation.
That's a good idea. As long as they don't ever perform seriously, I'm fine with that approach.
Yeah, there's too many comedians.
I was about to say this is the great comedic discussion with two black belt performers, but now I'm like, wow, you guys are boxing everybody out.
There should be a moratorium on new comedians for years. I literally just had a friend of mine that has nothing to do with performing arts whatsoever, and she just texted me the other day. She's like, I have a stand-up showcase coming up at the Improv Lab. Can we do a writing session for a couple hours? I'm like this would be I'm not getting my life goals done, my career done. I'm skipping auditions. I'm so busy, but I'm going to take my time out to help a non-comedian who will never do it again write her showcase for the Improv. Are you out of your mind?
She swiped right, dude.
Where do you come down on people that are just, they're not funny is kind of the thing. Like you can sort of fake your way through stand-up, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can get 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
especially if your friends write it for you.
Yeah, I mean, August will give you
it's very easy to get 5 minutes on television.
I guess what I'm saying is people. I talk to people about this all the time. Like, what are you doing here? Like, why?
Yes.
Why do you? I know guys that like talk about coming out with a country album for like 20 years, and I'm like, you don't really like music. Otherwise, you'd be playing. Like, you'd be out gigging. Like, you would be doing this. If you liked it, if you think about what is it you like? What is it you do? And they're always talking about it, but they're never really doing it, And then you kind of go, well, then where do you fall in this place? Like, for me, I do comedy because I always did comedy. I did it for free. You know, like when I met Jimmy Kimmel, he was making prank phone calls every night. You know, like he just did it. You know, I know a lot of people, like, they want to do comedy, but they don't even like comedy. They don't want to watch comedy. They're not interested in comedy. It's kind of weird. It's like, so you just want to be a stand-up, but you're not really into it. Or you're not into comedy.
They just want it as a stepping stone for something else or for fame, or they think it'll be cool to do or to say they did it. But if you don't have it in your... I've always said it's like, for many years, Bobby Lee would always like encourage every hot girl in the world to do stand-up. And maybe because he wanted to hang around hot girls. And he just created this glut of like thousands of hot girls that do stand-up now. And it's very frustrating. It's like, if you don't have in your soul that you just needed to become a comedian and knew you were going to do it since forever... You should not be a comedian. You can't just like.
I feel like you guys are personally challenging me to be a comedian, and I feel like I'm going to take you up on that right now.
I'm going to intentionally not listen to that part. I'm yes,
I'm
no,
try
no,
now.
and
I didn't want to until right in this moment.
No, and what?
I think people can do it.
I think maybe punching,
not
punching
only,
and kicking is maybe a stronger suit
I'm really
for you.
good at that. Yeah.
See, I think that's better.
I talk to people and like, oh, I love comedy. And you go like, all right, what's your favorite Albert Brooks movie? And they go, who? And I go, yeah, Albert Brooks. Like, what Albert Brooks movie? Like, I don't really know. You know, I don't watch that stuff. I'm like, okay, then you don't like comedy. You don't like comedy.
People don't even know who George Carlin is these days. They don't know who Pryor is. It's like, it's wild. Yeah.
All right.
A lot of people should just stay home and
stay home and shut up.
And consume.
That's gonna be the name of your special. Consume.
Stay home and consume a little bit more.
Buy tickets.
Like Andy Warhol just put or is that his quote? The 15 minutes of fame in the future. He should have never said it because everyone literally is trying to become famous now. I go on Instagram. It used to be like landscapes and attractive people, and now every attractive person, even I think the landscapes, have political opinions. I have to hear the same news, a different take on it from a bunch of steroided out dudes in their cars that are they can't even have the confidence to say it in front of their girlfriend in their apartment. They have to go to the car and be like, I'll tell you what the real truth is.
I like dudes in their cars with their opinions.
It's the worst. Everyone has a take. Everyone's a pundit.
Yeah.
Who's consuming the news? There's like 3 billion versions of the truth now. It's very frustrating.
Dudes in cars give and takes. Yeah. I agree.
And then there's Seinfeld web series.
There's different cars. Yeah. There's cop car guy. There's delivery truck guy. There's SUV parking lot guy.
Yeah.
But they're giving their take.
Yep. In the car, always sleeveless shirt.
Yeah.
Very thick. They're like, and the real truth was going on. You know the real truth?
Yeah.
You're in the gym always.
Yeah.
Where are you picking up this research?
Well, he's not just in the gym. He's getting on the Tonight Show soon. Mike August booked him.
Mike August did pull a power move with the gym. We stayed at a hotel in Florida that did not have a gym.
It's like illegal, I thought.
I know. And Mike walked across the street to the Residence Inn or whatever, and he goes, I used their gym. And I go, how'd you use their gym? Don't you need a key to? And he goes, I just got the janitor. I told him the key wasn't working.
Damn. Okay.
I know. So that's a power move. You go across the street, you waltz right in, front door, walk right to the gym, grab the guy with the mop, tell him to let you into the gym, and then use the gym. But I guess the genius of Mike is not too many people breaking into gyms.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
No one's questioning that.
Nobody's questioning that.
Mind if I get into the Residence Inn gym? They're like, this must be a guy from a competing hotel. He's never thinking that.
No one ever thought of it.
No.
Right.
Also, I'm just guessing, knowing Mike a little bit, I'm guessing that hotel across the street was also further from the comedy club. He just didn't want to be in the club. He didn't want to hear any jokes being told at all.
Yeah.
That's my assumption.
No, Mike put a little extra pressure on me because he likes punching up stuff.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Maybe I should have let him rewrite my stuff.
Should have let him punch your shit up.
What does he do with you on the road? He goes on the road and does what with you?
He eats
brisket.
He mainly eats, but he'll do. He drives. He keeps me company, basically.
Eats, keeps you company.
But
is he counting heads in the room?
No, he's not a head counter.
Okay.
But he schmoozes the owner, schmoozes, eats. He's good. I like traveling with him because he doesn't yawn and he doesn't drink coffee and he never complains. He just
randomly sneezes on you every few
random
hours.
Violent sneeze. But
my dad used to do the very random violent sneeze, and it wasn't even didn't even sound like a sneeze. You talked earlier about I would share with people the sounds that old Jewish men make, and just out of nowhere he'd be like, "Ja!" Like, what? Are you the kung fu battle?
Your dad would do that?
He would.
He'd ki-eye?
Just out of nowhere.
Ja!
Ja! Like the whole family.
Oh, your dad does what Mike does.
Yeah. Yeah, but it didn't even have like the sound in the beginning. It was just like, it sounded unrelated to a sneeze.
My dad has a...
Oh, he does?
Yep.
Yeah, my mom did a ha-chow, which is her own
That sounds
weird thing.
racist, really. That sounds anti-Asian. It's an Asian hate crime.
She didn't like the Asians.
Yeah, I get that. Ha-chow. That's not at all appropriate to do.
Ha-chow.
She could have done ha-chew, and she goes ha-chow. Soon she's gonna be picketing Shenyang and its performances around Southern California.
My God, can they do the splits?
The mystical show before communism ruined China.
So Mike was trying to punch up some Brad Williams joke comedy stuff, and he was.
Is it not punching down with Brad though?
It's punching up but down. Yeah. You're right. Thank
you.
He was. We're trying to figure out this joke where he said, "Well, he heard on the podcast that when Brad Williams was in here just recently, heard on the podcast that I think Brad Williams maybe he said I was getting a massage, and I said." Do they charge you less for a massage? And then I said, because when you go to the car wash, if you drive a van, they charge you more for a van. So wouldn't it make sense that they charge you less for a massage? And then he liked it. Mike liked the premise of that. So we're sitting in the airport, and they said, let's try to beat this premise out. Like, you got this, and then there's that, but what should they charge less, like for Brad Williams? So what else should they charge less for?
Oh, okay.
So then we sat in the airport, and we're like, well, buffets, you know.
Do they eat less? I can see sometimes they're kind of stocky, these little people.
Yeah, they are, but I would say in general, someone who's 80 pounds eats less than someone who's 200 pounds, right? All right, so to that.
Yep.
And then
shoes.
Yeah, but see, here's where it gets tricky because, shoes should be less, but anytime you can get kids' versions of stuff, then it doesn't really count.
That's
because you could get kids' Nikes and they would charge you less. So we're trying to go over this, you know? And then he said to me, we had this great conversation in the car because the whole trip we're trying to figure out shit that dwarfs should get charged less for. And he said...
Which, by the way, is what everybody on Earth pictures your road trip conversations are like.
Me and Mike. And so we get in the car the other day, and he goes, we just get in the car, we just pick up the conversation. He's like, all right.
Another one.
And he goes, belts.
Yeah.
And then I go, okay, belts, but Mike, kids' belts. Anything, you go shoes, you go belt, like anything you can get kids. And then he goes... Kids don't have belts.
Ooh.
And I go, they have belts. They make belts for kids.
And he goes,
wear belts. They don't wear belts. They don't wear belts. I go, I know. They don't traditionally wear belts, but they sell kids belts. And then he goes, I don't know. I got a son. You can go through his closet. I go, let's go through his closet right now. Let's turn this fucking car around. We're leaving Dade County. We're going to Yorba Linda. I said, yeah, I know. But here's what I'm saying. You can go online and buy a kid's belt, which they would charge. So we went back and forth. He conceded at a certain point, but belt is not traditional, but kids who would go to a wedding or funeral might need a belt. You know what I mean? So we went back and forth. But then... the conversation turned to, okay, but what should dwarfs be charged more for? Because less for a massage, less for a buffet.
Yeah.
Maybe less for a belt, but what should they pay more for?
It's an interesting question.
And I sat there, we sat in LAX, and I said, beds. Everything's a California king to them. I'm 6'2". My fucking feet hang off the end of every bed. But for Brad, a twin bed is a king bed.
Right.
So he should pay more for that bed. As a matter of fact, I would never leave.
It's more luxurious for him.
It's a California king to him.
Yep.
A twin or full or whatever it is, a regular mattress, my feet will hang off the end of the thing. There's not enough room for me.
Yeah.
But for him, everything's a California king, so he should be upcharged. A queen is a California king. A California king is probably, twice as much as a queen. He should be upcharged for a queen. And then I said to Mike, if I was a dwarf, I'd never leave the race car bed. I would have a race car bed. That would be my bed.
I would probably
There'd be no other bed.
I would put an engine in it and just like travel around in the bed.
You travel in your race car bed.
That's what I would do. I really would. Have it like kind of Posturepedic style go up a little bit.
When you go, I really would. Okay.
100%.
He's serious about this.
Yeah,
Man's
I
serious
really
about
would.
the race car bed.
I double confirmed it.
Why ever upgrade from a race car bed if in fact you're a dwarf?
Absolutely.
That's all.
Also, here's what they should for sure pay more for: rent.
Oh! This is why
yes.
you need to be in the airport with us.
Right. Every home is a grand mansion. It's incredible.
And every ceiling is vaulted.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I one time had Brad come over to my house, and I have this little ashram, like Moroccan speakeasy behind my pool, and it's a little house with a little door you have to duck in to get in. And Brad went in there, and he literally said, "Finally, a home built for me."
Yeah.
Like, I wanted him to move in for a while, just have a little person sleeping back there. But then he goes into a regular home. This is like the lap of luxury. This is Robin Leach vibes.
Well, let's do the math. If I walk into a home, okay, standard height ceiling, 8 foot.
Yeah,
that's a standard ceiling.
Yeah,
in a residential home or apartment or whatever. So if I'm 6'2", that's less than 2 foot above my head.
Yeah,
but if I were 4 foot tall, it'd be twice.
Yeah.
So it's essentially like me having a 12'4".
It's like
high
you
ceiling.
walking through the Notre Dame Cathedral.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they throw a party for their little people buddies and they just go on top of each other's shoulders, you've got twice the capacity. You can have a huge rager.
Chicken fights.
Bunch of chicken fights.
Put them in a
People
trench
sure they
coat.
fall on the ground.
They should pay more for rent
100%.
and more for beds.
100%. We
You're
can't
right.
we can't even reach to the ceiling without banging our knuckles sometimes. Like we're primates.
Yeah. You're right.
They get to just sit around in this lap of luxury. They could get on a step ladder and still not touch the ceiling.
All right, so break on a massage, a break on a buffet.
Yep.
Breaks on belts, even though we don't know about that. But pay more for rent and beds.
Yep, and then for sure, I think they got to pay more for pastry.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right.
That's a luxury. They don't need it.
And also, it's like a fucking Duraflame log to them. You know what I mean?
It's like so much bread. It's like enough bread for the town.
Yeah.
You know, like in La Jolla, there's a town of all little people. There's like a little community near Black's Beach, and it's like littler houses and littler doors.
Oh, it is.
But like you bring one croissant to that town, and you're like the king.
Yeah.
They all gather and like kind of pick at it a little bit.
Yeah. You're right. Pastry. They should pay more for pastry.
Pastry. Yeah. Maybe you can help me with this premise that I've been trying to figure out for my stand-up for a long time. I find it absurd that little people these days prefer to be called little person rather than midget or dwarf because they would rather we put a qualifier on the word person. They're like, I'm not even a full person. Don't call me a person.
Yeah.
I'm a little person. I'm like a half guy. Like, wouldn't you rather have a special word but still be a full person?
I do it in my bit.
You do?
Yeah.
That point.
Yeah.
Great. So that bit's out.
Well, it's on there's a Barrett Williams riff that's in there somewhere. It's not quite that. It's just that we're supposed to say little man.
Right.
Like it's better than dwarf or midget.
Right.
And it's basically, the joke is essentially little man is not a step toward the light.
It is not a step up.
Like you could be talking about someone who was your height who just made way less money than you. You're like, little man, you missed a spot on my Mercedes. Use your sleeve, little man.
Yep.
Dance, here's a quarter.
Yep.
Dance for me, little man. Oh my God.
Okay, that bit's close enough and you took it further, so that's out of my act now.
I took it further.
I like that.
All right, should we take a break, big man? We'll take a break.
Let's go.
Do some news right after this.
Stream all the movies and shows you love for free on Pluto TV.
Say what now? Showtime.
That means drama is free with heart-wrenching stories from Love and Basketball, Power, and Greenleaf.
In this family, we live by the Spirit.
And laughter is free with gut-busting comedies like Key and Peele, The Neighborhood, Everybody Hates Chris, and Boomerang. Watch all the hits, all for free from all your favorite devices.
Oh my God, I love it!
Feel the free Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
Simply Safe. Well, it's important to feel safe at home. You should. We all should, and that's where Simply Safe comes in. Traditional security systems only take action after someone has already broken in, and by then it's too late. Simply Safe is setting the new standard in home security. Simply Safe's Active Guard outdoor protection can help prevent break-ins before they happen. With AI-powered cameras backed by live professional monitoring agents, they monitor your property and detect suspicious activities so you don't have to have someone in your living room. They'll figure it out before they bust that window. Monitoring plans start affordably at around $1 a day, just $1 a day for peace of mind. It is Simply Safe. We always use it. Everyone here uses it, and they've been with us for many, many years. They're a great company. They're Simply Safe, right, Dawson?
You can get 50% off your new Simply Safe system with professional monitoring and your first month free at simplysafe.com/Adam. Just head to simplysafe.com/Adam to claim your discount and make sure your home is safe this year. Keep your home, your family, and your peace of mind protected with Simply Safe. There's no safe like Simply Safe. It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Hi, Adam. I was born in 1933. My name is Ernie. I owned a dump truck company in Kenosha. My roommate, April, held my hand when Kenosha burned to the ground. Thanks for loving dump trucks almost as much as I do. Get it on.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
I love a dump truck. I love trucks. When I was a kid, I was like Tonka trucks and everything.
Yeah.
I loved all that stuff. I was literally just thinking the other day of something that angered me to a great extent.
Please, before you explain that, my headphones were off. Had no idea we were back, and all of a sudden I just heard you say, "I love a dump truck," and I have no clue what you're talking about.
Ernie just called in, said he had dump trucks. My son, when he was a little guy, had a picture book. In the picture book, you know what, Dawson? There's probably a picture of that picture book somewhere in our computer. God knows if it's labeled or not. But he had a picture book, and it had like the dump truck, and it had the backhoe, and it had the airport fire engine, and it showed everything, right? And then on one page, it just said minivan. But it was a picture of a full-size van that had two back wheels, like a 3-axle van, like a custom 70s van that had two back wheels and then a front wheel, which would have been exotic, custom, full-size van. And I was like, you fuckers couldn't find a picture of a minivan? There's minivans. We're lousy with minivans. Yeah. Every company, every automotive manufacturer makes 3 minivans. Why am I looking at a custom 6-wheeled van under the minivan title in your picture book? Like, how fucking lazy do you have to be? This is why I'm a bad parent, because I'm going off on this, and everyone's looking at me like, shh, the kids are trying to sleep. And I'm like, why would you? By the way, do you have publishers? Do you have editors? Like, somebody's got to go through this book. And it's just like, minivan. Like, it's a custom van that is the opposite of a minivan because it has 6 wheels.
I love the dedication that you think the editor of this magazine puts into every detail of his craft.
This is why I hate anybody who does anything for kids. It's all a cop-out. All the music, all the books, all the songs, all the everything. Everything you do for kids is a fucking cop-out because no 3-year-old is ever going to call you on this van with 3 axles.
And most parents don't care enough to look. They don't look closely enough.
I was livid. Livid, I tell you.
Well, do you remember, this reminds me of a similar thing. When we were kids, do you remember like the Boys Life magazine?
Oh, yes.
And then the back page was these ads for these like crazy products. And one of them was always like for like $19.95, you could order the parts for a flying tricycle.
Yeah.
It was
I know
like
a guy who did it.
You do?
Yes. He landed in the parking lot. Yes.
Wait, it worked?
Yes.
What do you mean it worked?
He did it.
How?
Are you talking about the hovercraft?
Yeah, the hovercraft.
Build your own helicopter. Yes.
What do you mean? We still don't have flying cars now.
He did it.
And it flew?
It flew.
With him on it?
It hovered.
With him on it?
It hovered.
That thing.
Oh,
I
that
haven't
thing.
seen that in so long.
Wait a minute. I knew the one that was like the bigger hover that had the lawnmower engine in it, but what was this
This is
one?
the one I mean, and he sat on it and he floated?
He did.
Come on,
It was
no.
magic. Yeah.
That's not true. You're lying. Why
Yeah, little
are
black
you getting
kid.
paid
Yeah, he
by
went around,
Big
yeah.
Boy's Life?
Big Boy's Life.
How are you? You saw
How
him
does this
float?
thing work?
How does it work? There's not even a motor in it.
Guys, it's magic.
You saw him float.
I saw
or
him
you
float
heard him tell you
down
about
the
it.
street. Okay, well, my cousin told me he saw him.
How is
This
this
thing, I
supposed to
never
work?
understood it. How could they just lie to children? You can float on air. Free lifts 200 pounds.
Oh, I used to remember the one for like the giant robot, and it was just
Yeah.
a fucking piece of, visqueen with a mask on it and blow it. I don't know how this works.
Is not
How
what
does
I was
this work?
talking about.
Oh, really?
The guy made a home helicopter kit.
Oh, there it is. Oh, shoot.
Yeah. I don't know what this is. It looks pretty fun, though, with the janky kindergarten.
It's
Oh, what?
floating. It's really floating. That's crazy.
Oh, it's like a hovercraft. Let's see.
It's all
Wait,
hovering.
no, it's on the ground. It was an illusion. It's on the ground.
No, it's all hovering because you have to have the skirt around it.
Wait, this guy's about to take off in the air?
No, there's no taking off. There's just
You just
hover.
float.
It's just you float 4 inches above the.
But even that. Oh, so it has like buffers under the seat.
Yeah.
It's just like a chair that goes up.
Well,
It's one of those chairs, an office chair that has the button that you just
Listen,
go up or
we've
down.
been living the lie
Wow,
of the
this crushed
flying
my childhood
car.
right I'm in pain right now.
Me too.
Jesus.
What do you got, man?
Got some news.
News.
New York City to buy $1.6 million in panic buttons for 500 bodegas to try to curb crime. They say hopefully it works. They had there are 500 of the devices to be installed and stored in the hotspot crime areas through the 5 boroughs in the coming weeks, and said Adams and members of the United Bodega Association at a Sunday press conference outside Pamela Green Deli in the Bronx.
Yeah.
I wonder what the
and what this is going to do is add an extra layer of safety. Number one,
I like the
for
extra
those who
layer.
actually have the panic buttons and the direct communication to the police. But second, the element of surprise. 500 of these devices throughout the entire city. No one knows who would actually have a device or not. That adds to the omnipresent and the element of surprise that we're looking for.
Yeah, we have this weird relationship with crime. We do it, we get it under control, we police it, and then at some point we get bored and we decide it's racist, and then we go back to whatever, and then crime takes over again, and then we go back to policing again, and we slow it down again, and then we get bored. Okay, here's the thing. First things first. You just need cops. They need to fucking police. The stop and frisk thing, it's insane. Like, it stops crime, but they're like, it's racist. Okay, if you don't have a fucking gun or a knife, then who the fuck cares? That's the whole point. Why is everything...
I'm going to frisk the shit out of you on the way out of here today.
I just went through the fucking airport. I just stood in line at the airport. I just stood in line, got on this line, did that line, took the fucking picture of my face, took everything out of my pockets, put in whatever. I just did it.
Got a over the pants handy?
I'm not a fucking terrorist. I just did it, and I travel, and that's okay. Yeah. You live in a city. People have weapons that go through the airport. Whatever. Just fine. You'll be fine.
Okay, so
not everything's a fucking hate crime.
So you believe, though, that if there was that, everyone who flies has that, and you occasionally get your dick touched. Mm-hmm. But then for white people, starting tomorrow, you also can just get pulled over and have your dick touched and aggressively touched whenever they want.
Here's the thing.
You'd be cool
whoever the group is that commits the most crime gets pulled over the most. Stop committing the most crime, and you won't be singled out.
I feel like we can probably just be pulling out people that actually are doing crimes or are suspected directly of that. Instead of just
committing the most crime per capita, and then you won't get singled out.
So as long as your group is like second most
Well, where do you
crime,
come down with men and women?
With regards to what?
Cops.
Oh. I mean, I think it's, in most instances, probably better if the cop is a strong dude.
Who do you want them looking at? More men, more women?
I just went on the record on extra thing there.
Yeah.
Great.
Looking at men or women more? I'd like them to look at men more, I suppose.
Why?
Ah, damn it.
Why men? I don't know why. Why would
Because
you?
they're committing most crimes.
Right.
All right.
Okay. So that's how we do it. And
think about
younger,
your
and a
answer,
certain age.
13%.
Certain age. The younger men. That's who commits all the crime.
Extreme elderly, I'd like them to be.
Yeah,
really
there's a
looking
certain
tightly.
groups. It's a waste of time to look at elderly Asian women. That's what I'm saying. It's a waste. But young black men, it's
I
not
bet you
because
there's
it's a
jewels.
higher percentage.
There's jewels in a lot
Stop
of those
committing
bags.
the lion's share of the crime, and you'll stop getting profiled. That's how this is going to work, everybody. Until then, it will not work.
I just would like to know how much the panic button lobby bribed Mayor Adams with to put these buttons in. And how expensive are these buttons that they couldn't just do all 2,000 bodegas? They only 500?
500.
I don't
Just
know.
do them all.
1.6.
I don't know how many bodegas there are.
It's a good question, but
More than 500.
It can't be more than 2,000 though.
I know.
It might be. There's a lot of bodegas in New York.
Listen, I don't like bodegas because New York has weird rules with wine.
Okay.
You have to go to a wine store. If you go to the bodega, which I have many years ago, can't remember, it's like 20 years ago, maybe more. I was in New York and I was going to do Howard Stern. And I got in late and I had to get up early, but I just flew in from LA. So even though it was 11 at night in New York, it was 8 o'clock for me. And then I had to be at Stern at like 5:30 in the morning, but it was 8 o'clock for me and I wasn't sleepy at all.
Yeah.
But I still had to get up at 5. But I knew I wasn't fucking falling asleep for a long time because of the 3-hour difference. So I went to a bodega and I got a bottle of wine. Mm-hmm. And I went back to my hotel room and I poured myself a glass of wine and it tasted like, prunes and corn syrup or something. And I was like, what the fuck kind of wine is this? And it was not wine. It said wine product on it. Whenever you see drink or aid or product or something, it's always bad. Always bad. And I looked at it and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I started reading it. They're not allowed to sell wine. They have a rack of wine bottles and what looks like wine, but it's like hobo wine because you must go to a wine store to buy the wine. You can't go to a bodega. You can't go to a Sprouts. You can't go to a supermarket. You have to go to a wine store. And then it's like the wine stores are closed at 9. So you can't get wine in the middle of fucking New York City, like the wine capital of the world.
Well, I would say probably France, the wine capital of the world, but other than that,
in North America, wine capital of the world.
That's fair. I feel like also California probably makes some more of the wine, but people are drinking
North American,
the wine.
Eastern-based wine capital of the world.
Undisputable on that. And indisputable.
Both.
For sure. That's a strong point. I think maybe you also just solved the crime wave problem. Instead of installing panic buttons, let the bodegas sell real wine. Now you're getting a higher class clientele in there. The hobos are looking for their sugar wine elsewhere.
Making bodegas great again.
Yeah.
In New York, there's still a bunch of weird, archaic rules about liquor stores, government liquor stores, government wine stores.
It's like
you go to the Whole Foods and you can't buy a bottle of wine.
How about liquor? Is it the same thing for liquor in most places?
Mm-hmm.
Really? I mean, New York just got trash cans 3 months ago.
I know.
The major city in the planet, and they only decided, let's not leave our trash bags with trash juice spilling on the rats in the streets 3 months ago.
I'm going to ask you the question I ask everybody. Eric Adams, I was thinking about him on stage last night. So I do an Eric Adams joke, but no one really fully is as animated as I am about this. He does a thing, I think it's a black guy thing, because Chris Rock does it, the miniature diamond stud in the ear. It's almost microscopic, like Chris Rock does it. It's a microscopic, it's a diamond half, the size of, I guess, would be like the tip of a pencil or something in his ear. And I'm like, why? What are you doing? Are we doing this or are we not doing it? Like I get the NBA baller who signed a big fucking contract and now has 7 carats hanging off his ear like he's back. Like I get that. What's with the micro stud? Chris Rock does the micro stud. Eric Adams does the micro stud. I don't know what you're trying to convey. Most people don't know what I'm talking about because they can't even see it.
Yeah.
So what are you what you get up in the morning and you go, where is my diamond stud that no one can see? Mm-hmm. And I need to put that on before I leave the house. You can find Eric Adams. You can find Chris Rock. It's a micro. Yeah. Why? What is it?
Because they want to let the world know that they're wealthy and that they don't like jewelry.
Why are you wealthy if you afford 1/16 of a carat worth of diamond? If I worked at Taco Bell and was getting engaged, I could afford that on a ring for my honey bunny. Why? It's a micro stud.
It's
what
a really
is it?
good question.
That dude behind them has the same thoughts.
His is bigger. Yeah,
there's a dude behind him going, "Where's that fucking micro?"
Yeah, it's a great question.
What is Chris Rock doing with his micro stud?
It's a great question.
I'm glad you like it. Why? Do you want a diamond or don't you?
I want to chat GPT this. I wonder if that has an opinion because it's a great question. I can't really think of it. I can think of an answer for most things, but it really is weird. Maybe they just think it's classy. So they don't want a big piece of bling, but they like a little diamond.
Maybe if you're trying to keep the hole open.
Yeah, no. On the weekend, he rocks the chunkies.
I've never seen. I've only seen the micro stud with him.
Yeah, because he never
Chris
went to
Rock
Earth, Wind, and Fire with him.
Chris Rock has a micro stud as well. So what is it?
Yeah, I don't know.
What are you saying to the world? What are we saying?
I mean, you've stumped me. I already said several times I have no idea. I don't now know more than I did a moment ago. I don't know. I think they just want to have a little bit of bling, but they feel like they're classy bling. That's what I think.
I'm going to call Rampage about this. I think he has.
Ask Rampage about it.
I think it's classy bling. They want to show they have a little bit of bling. They're a little bit youthful still, a little hip hop.
Are you picturing Chris Rock's?
Yeah, no, I can see. I
know exactly what you're talking
I think
about.
exactly.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about too. Oh, he's going both ears on that one, Chris.
Yeah.
Right, but what I'm saying is like when Chris Rock goes into a Winchell's to buy a donut, you think he just gets a quarter donut and leaves, or he gets the full fucking donut? Like,
right.
What are you doing? Why don't we have a full? You have all the money in the world. Where's your ring?
And why
Where's your
risk
diamond?
getting robbed for such a tiny thing? Also, it's like it's not even a big part of your look. It's not even changing your vibe that much.
I would say most Americans have no idea that Mayor Eric Adams has a earring.
Right.
I just see it because I have hypervigilance and it bugs the shit out of me.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're doing.
We appreciate you looking out for us.
Thank you. I'm looking out for you.
That's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it affects the way people, those who do see it, do you think that affects how seriously they take him as a mayor?
People don't like some of the thoughts I have, but he's also one of these multi-bracelet guys. I'm like, once you become mayor, take the fucking bracelets off.
Yeah.
And the earrings off and just fucking do your job.
So
I don't want all the bracelets.
Should Fetterman be wearing pants? He's got to be wearing pants.
Yes,
you gotta
absolutely. You got to wear pants.
He's wearing shorts to the inauguration. He's wearing shorts in Congress.
I thought he was sponsored by REI.
He probably is.
They're cargo pants, at least.
No more DEI, but lots of REI in this country.
Yes, he should wear a fucking suit.
He's got to wear at least pants.
He's got to wear pants. Eric Adams.
That's him getting the earring right there.
He's got an earring.
It's very interesting.
I don't trust him. I don't like it.
Maybe they're like sending messages. Or is there a chance that it's like some kind of a transmitting device and people are telling him what to say?
I hope so.
Maybe that's how Chris Rock remembers his material.
The globalists are telling him his material.
That's right. It could be that.
Yeah, Chris Rock remembers his material because he does this setup 7 times.
True.
Women be shopping. They shop. They love shopping. Women love shopping. Yeah, okay, where's the joke? Get to the joke part of the comedy part.
And
I know they're shopping.
He also probably remembers the material because I assume he has like a refresher session with Mario Joyner the night before each taping.
Mario Joyner, he does the writing?
I think he's doing some writing for some of these guys.
All right. I wonder if he has an earring.
Interesting.
I want to know. All right. Go ahead. Next story. I'm angry at the mini earring.
NPR,
that was the first story. Didn't even realize.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
one story.
NPR, and look, you guys are rolling. Let's roll.
Yeah.
PBS and NPR CEOs say they'll challenge the Trump administration over federal funding cuts. The CEOs they're saying that they're going to challenge this in court. We're looking at whatever options are available to us. NPR CEO Catherine Amar said on Face the Nation.
Oh, we have a clip?
All right, no clip. No.
All right, look, here's the whole thing. These news outlets have just become propaganda for the left. That's what happened to them. I mean, it wasn't always that way, but it became that way. So all large organizations end up just sort of skewing to the left. That is, like the Sierra Club and PBS and all the different, like the let's see, every group that's been around for a while that is large enough, like the ACLU, it ends up just tacking toward the left. And so they become that. I don't know. It's something to do with college graduates or something who enter the organization, or just large organizations just becoming progressive. They just become progressive.
Empathy has a liberal bias.
Yeah,
right?
They end up just going that direction. And then you have to go, okay, well, that's fine. The ACLU can do that if they want, or the Sierra Club can do that if they want. But I don't want to fund them if they're going to just report things this way. That's the problem. So then you get into a thing where it's like their news, and their news that reports on what's going on, except for they don't think Hunter Biden's laptop is real, except for they do, but they want his dad to be elected, so they're not going to report on it. So now we're in a weird conundrum as a country, because we're like, well, should we be funding these guys that only service one party? And I would argue no. But if you get your shit together and you just start doing news again, then you should be funded. Although I don't know why we need to fund you at all. We have news other places.
I hear you. I would argue the opposite take on this. I think that, there's definitely left-leaning groups. I might agree with some of the ACLU and some of these other groups. I think certainly CNN tends to the left. I think MSNBC, of course, is far. I think NPR can be a little bit left-leaning, a little bit.
Pretty good left.
PBS is down the middle as can be. I watch every day PBS NewsHour, and it just is. They bend over backwards to be fair to Trump, to say, but the administration is saying this, and this is fair. Having people on both sides on all the time, and it's a dry, almost boring news broadcast that's down the middle. I think that Trump is wanting to cut their funding because it's the only news organizations that he has any control over the funding for, that the government funds, and he just hates the media and hates negative coverage of himself. And he's like, this is the one I get to take my anger out on. Forget Big Bird, go screw yourself. I mean, they do a lot of very educational, down-the-middle programming.
Yeah, but why do they need to be funded? They make a product. They can sell their product. Like, I don't know why government's funding any news. Like, there's tons of outlets. People can get it wherever they want. So you think
it's good that they also just cut the funding for, like, Voice of America, that was, like, sending America's message around the whole planet and helping us shape our pro-American narrative across the planet? We needed that, and Trump just cut it.
I'm in general for just fucking cutting as much shit as we can. But it's only because they wasted so much money on so much shit. That's all.
But and I agree with that, but I also think they need to be cutting like an equal amount of rich people shit versus regular people shit and poor people shit. And Doge just like so focused on poor people shit and regular shit and informative shit, and like didn't touch any subsidies to oil companies, to Elon's companies, to all these different things, and increased the military spending, which we absolutely don't need. And so it looks like actually after all the Doge cuts that were supposed to be $2 trillion are now $150 billion only, and that's before the lawsuits and all of that. And the increases, they've actually increased spending and not. So if you're going to increase spending and just fire like air traffic controllers and Social Security office workers, that's just cruel, I think.
Yeah, they probably have a different take on it
probably.
than that. But yeah, in general, I would like to take government, rein them in, shrink them.
Sure, I agree with that.
That's what I would like.
I agree with that.
All right, man, what else you got?
All right, I got the city of Chicago and former Empire actor Jussie Smollett have reached a settlement 6 years after the city sued the TV star.
6 years?
Yeah, this is kind of an odd story because they don't tell us how much the settlement was for, and but they do tell us the city sued Smollett in April 2019, 3 months after he claimed he was the victim of a racist, homophobic attack in Chicago's Streeterville neighborhood.
That's the one thing I am jealous about with the blacks. You get the mini earring, you get away with that, and then you like Jussie Smollett. Like if you said to me 6 years ago, "Who's this guy?" I'd be like, "I don't know. He's on a TV show." Yeah. But then the shit goes down, and like day 2, and then you have like every black politician and Gayle King, and everyone's like, he's like a brother to me. And it was like,
and Gayle King.
And Gayle King. Yeah. It's like, you guys all know him that well, and you're all fucking brothers and sisters, and he's a good friend of yours. Like, he's on a TV show, and he has a part on a TV show, and I don't claim to know any white actors just because they're white. Like, they're not your brother. They're not your best friend. Like, they're all like sitting around. Kamala Harris is talking about it. You got Gayle King about it. They're all best friends all of a sudden. It's like, how do you know this guy so well?
6 degrees of Tyler Perry.
That's what like Maxine
what
Waters
you like
is
about
talking
black
about.
people, you're saying.
Yes,
that's your favorite. They rally around each other.
I was on a flight, and years ago, I flew. I was on a flight from New York to L.A., and Jim Brown.
Yeah,
was on.
Sweet.
Legendary.
Hell
Jim
yeah.
Brown's on the flight.
One of the great actors of our time.
The finest
Dirty Dozen, and that was it.
And Tommy Davidson, like the 12th lead in Living Color or something, is sitting like next to me. And Jim Brown like comes on to the flight. And I'm like, I like football. I'm like, oh shit, it's Jim Brown. There's Tommy. They're hugging. Him and Tommy. I'm like, you don't know him. You don't fucking know him. You're Jim Brown. This guy's not an unfunny comedian. What do you even know this guy for? Why are you hugging? Because they're in the club.
Yeah.
They're hugging it out. And I'm like, I don't do that. It's like Henry Winkler walks on. I'm like hugging Henry Winkler. I don't know him, you know?
Yep.
We can admit we don't know each other. You know what I mean? They all knew Jussie Smollett. They're all great friends with him. This was a tragedy. When you attack him, you attack them. It's like it was all. Everyone knew him, and I'm like, you don't know him.
In fact, you and I by now know each other pretty well. We barely shake hands.
We wouldn't even fucking. We do like an elbow,
a little bit of an elbow bump, maybe.
Yeah, but Jim Brown is hugging it out with Tommy Davidson. I'm like, you two don't know each other. You absolutely. It's like you played. You were in the league together or something.
Yeah, this is a fair point. I think they're creating a lot of community there. They got each other's back.
Yes, I don't like it.
Maybe they're meeting in the morning for a pastry and just
a miniature earring conversation.
A miniature earring inside a miniature pastry shop. But also a miniature earring inside a miniature pastry shop. It looks like a really good size earring.
Brad Williams should pay more for earrings.
100%.
100%.
Yes.
100% more. He's getting let off for earrings.
Absolutely.
Because he'd look like a baller with Eric Adams' miniature stud, wouldn't he?
If Brad put a full-size diamond earring in his ear, he would just like immediately anchor to the ground.
He'd walk in circles.
Tear it off like Reservoir Dogs.
Remember when the earring would connote whether you were gay or not?
Yeah. In the left ear, I think.
Is it the left?
Left was gay.
I miss
that was
the
nice.
earring.
That was a great time.
I miss the bandana in the back pocket.
Oh, that was the thing?
Oh.
What did that mean?
That let people know where you were at gay-wise.
What did it signify? You're like extra gay?
Different colors?
Super gay?
Yeah.
You didn't see the movie Cruising with Al Pacino?
I don't think so.
Gay, like brown bandana meant one thing.
Did he have like a quick foray into gay porn? What film was this?
You didn't see Cruising?
No. Oh, grab my bandana. Grab it hard. Give it a tug.
Find me the poster for Cruising.
I'd like
with
to see
Al
this poster.
Pacino.
My
Al
God.
Pacino.
Bandana's out.
Is this an Albert Brooks film?
Who?
Al Pacino was an undercover cop in like New York and had to infiltrate the gay bar scene because there was killing, there's murders going on, and he had to go gay to infiltrate the gay scene.
I love his big speech in that film when he walks in and he goes, "You didn't see who killed him because he had a great ass." Oh man, look at that poster.
Wait, somebody, this is not the poster. Find the fucking. This is a made up.
Two hands in the air, grabbing for Al Pacino's like very YMCA cop body.
Yes,
I am telling you, he did a full leather homo move.
Wow.
Yeah, like what year is Cruising from Al Pacino?
I'm about to come.
Yeah, I mean, it was like 81 or something.
Yeah, look this up on Mr. Skin, will you?
Well, look at that. He's committed to that character.
Oh, yeah.
Where's his
Also, is he
mustache?
being touched by himself?
It looks like there's another dude.
Another Pacino there.
And they were saying stuff that I was like 16, and they're like, hips or lips? And I was like, oh, God damn, I gotta take a shower.
What does that even mean, hips or lips? Bang or
do the math.
Okay, I got it. Okay, I got it now. I got it. That's fair.
What year
also,
was
the director told every background actor, make the most gay mid-sex face you can make.
Yeah. Freddie Mercury's on fire back there.
Yeah, he is. My goodness.
What year is that? 1980?
1980, I think. 1984.
I'm also trying to work. Here's another joke you could help me with.
Yeah, please.
I'm always trying to work this one out. I've never been able to do it. Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
He was like, it's the 70s, and like, I want to come out. I want people to know I'm gay, but I can't really come out, but I'll start a band, I'll call it Queen. And then people will know. And then people are like, but that guy gets a ton of tail. And he's like, I know, I'll do a big overbite, I'll grow a funky mustache, I'll wear like a hat and a tank top, and I'll strut around like everyone will know I'm
He's
gay.
like really trying to send the message.
And everyone's like, God, man, that guy probably pulls a lot of hot chicks, you know? And then at some point he's like, all right, fuck it, I'm just getting AIDS. I'm
my God.
I'm so fucking tired of trying to convince you guys. I'm just getting AIDS, and you can just figure it out yourself.
I think the joke is there.
It's there.
It's already there.
It's already fully formed.
That's the delivery
fully
right
formed.
there. And then maybe the last step is like, and then still people don't believe it's like, I'm gonna die of AIDS.
I'm gonna die of AIDS.
Die of AIDS.
What's
Then they're
it gonna
really
take
gonna
to
know.
convince you guys?
Yep.
All right. Do you have we have the trailer for Cruising?
Also, I love that you believe an overbite signifies that man is gay.
It helps. We need sound. Sorry.
Oh, I'm excited about this. There's Pacino in a dark hallway.
Go undercover.
Wait, start from the beginning. Sorry.
Pacino cruising for undercover tail.
It's like I hung out with Lou Reed for 3 weeks so I could learn the role.
How would you like to disappear?
Disappear?
Go undercover.
You know this man?
Who's here?
Gay guy.
I'm here. You're here.
Everything was creepy back then.
Are all the same physical type.
What about him, Skip?
And trailers are somewhat slower.
Yeah.
140, 150 pounds. Dark hair, dark eyes.
Have you ever seen him before?
I want to send you out there to see if you can attract this guy.
How, where?
Gay bait.
Even his police captain is like seducing him.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to send you out there. Oh.
I don't know why we needed this movie in 1980.
A New York City detective in search of a killer is about to disappear.
In search of a killer piece of ass.
Is it dangerous?
What was the attraction? Oh, Karen Allen is in this
You
movie.
know you're gonna end up the same person when it's over.
All right.
He's working out just for the gay club.
Hell yeah.
All right. I didn't make this up, did I?
No.
This is
I'm
a gay
surprised,
movie.
yeah.
This is 1980s. 1980. This is 45 years old.
The one with the hat. Is that the one that followed you?
You know what they should do? You know it'd be good? When at some point when Al Pacino gets the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Oscars, every clip is from Cruising. Like there's a montage that's 7 minutes long. It's 7 minutes, but only from Cruising.
I also think it's amazing that
there's one movie and it's Cruising.
halfway
no Dog
through,
Day Afternoon.
Halfway through this trailer, Pacino still hasn't spoke. He might have been doing the worst gay. Can you imagine Pacino like even trying a gay accent? How do you do it? He's too rough and manly.
I don't know. Play it a little more.
Yeah.
Hips or lips?
I think you should check him.
Check him. He's got to go. He's got infiltrate fighting guys in thong bags.
He's the wrong guy.
Prints don't match.
It's
working out again.
What he sees.
Who's here?
Is it a gay horror film?
Yeah.
I don't think I can do the job, Captain. I don't think I can handle it. There's just stuff going down. I don't think I can deal with it.
I gotta take a shower after this trailer.
What he experiences. What he discovers.
All right, hold on. Imagine a poor guy had to cut the trailer.
Yeah.
It's just 2 hours of this, and he's like, well, I'm working out a bunch of times and getting home in time for dinner. Keep having him work out.
He also like seems uncomfortable, the editor, with the premise. He's like, all the clips are like, I don't think I can do it. Then he's working out again. Please take me out of this gig, Captain.
Is this the weirdest movie ever?
I can't believe this is real.
It's real.
Yeah.
But it's the only movie we're going to get clips from when he gets his Lifetime Machine.
When I was doing cruising, I failed at my artistic peak.
Oh, all right. Let me tell you, I'm going to be doing stand-up. That'll be May 24th at the Stand-Up Comedy Club in Bellflower, California. And then Tacoma Comedy Club. That'll be May 30th. You can go to amcrow.com for all the live stuff. Ben, where should we send people to find your stuff?
I don't think anybody's buying tickets to my virtual show, probably at nowherecomedy.com. So I'm just going to plug that I'm on OnlyFans now. And I'm not doing adult content on there. I'm sorry to disappoint. But it's like this very personal look at my life, things from my camera roll I don't post anywhere else that don't make sense in my Instagram. OnlyFans.com/Ben Gleib. It's like $7 a month. Right now, there's a promotion. You get it for like $4.80 a month. Cruising with Ben Gleib.
That's what it should be called.
You subscribe and
Takes
you get
his
like
shirt off,
40
he does
videos,
chin-ups.
3 videos a month, new ones, and it's a great way to support me, even if you don't want to go on there. But OnlyFans.com/Ben Gleib. It's not just for porn anymore.
Well, I'm probably joining for funsies.
Thank you.
There's people doing stand-up shows there, right?
I just did a stand-up show for them, and I have a contract, so I gotta you're going to get new videos from me. But I did stand-up. It was great. A lot of fun. I unretired some bits.
Cool.
It was a good time.
So, until next time, it's Adam Crow for Ben Gleib and Mayhem saying, Mahala.